This life seems to have completely fallen apart. The man carried a balloon puppet on his shoulder, enduring the mocking laughter of passers-by. He silently thought that this life seemed to have completely fallen apart. His life was nothing but a pile of ruins. Everyone else went on to college, but now what am I even doing? Because the pay was decent, I clung to this job. This only lasted until I passed the entrance exam for the third university. Suddenly, a hand from behind started lightly punching his backpack. It turned out this student treated him like a punching bag, demonstrating to his friends, like this and like this, we have to swing our arms with force from the waist. Not only that, the student shamelessly teased him. Hey Kim Jin-woo, you're getting paid a lot to do this, huh? The girl beside him also joined in laughing mockingly. I felt so pitiful. He angrily cursed in his mind. These high school brats. He tried to calm the fear rising in his heart. Don't be scared. I'm a fully grown adult now. Now, unlike those who bullied me before, I must teach them a proper lesson. The student, seeing him silent and unresponsive, stepped forward and asked, Hey Kim Jin-woo, how much do you make from this job? USD. USD. Or are you paid hourly? Finally, he opened his mouth and stuttered a reply, surprising the students. 10 USD. I get 10 USD per hour. He couldn't even speak, clearly stuttering. How old are you kids? He asked, but the students responded with contemptuous looks, not hiding their disdain. They stood in front of him, mocking. Is this guy mentally challenged or something? How pathetic. He angrily cursed in his stuttering voice. An adult is working here, you rude brats, he muttered to himself. Why am I stuttering? Why? The student, without warning, kicked him hard in the leg, knocking him down. Seeing him trembling and falling to the ground with the puppet, the students arrogantly continued. Look at this guy. He's drawing a line just because we teased him a little. I bet he's in his own little bubble. He struggled to get up, thinking I'm not trapped in my thoughts. It's just... Why do you think I'd stutter from the start? It's all because of you, rude brats. He couldn't even finish his sentence. Just watched the students walk away as if nothing happened. He watched their retreating backs and silently swore. You think you can keep being this insolent forever? You brats will end up working under me after graduation. Just wait until I pass the third university exam and get hired. I'll make you regret your laziness, especially those who trampled on my father's life. Those guys are surely just living as good-for-nothings. In his mind, he saw the images of the delinquent students who had bullied him before. He remembered that blonde guy, especially you. You're definitely leeching off someone, you devil Jang An-cheol. A moment later, a flashy man appeared before him and introduced himself. I'm the manager of this company. My name is Jang An-cheol. You're today's part-time worker, right? Looking at Jang An-cheol, he stood frozen, stuttering. His calloused and dirty hands held the elegant business card with the name of the man he despised so much, Jang An-cheol. Looking at the large store, he stuttered in disbelief. How is An-cheol here? Is An-cheol the boss? At that moment, a luxurious sports car pulled up outside, honking incessantly, calling out, An-cheol, welcome to our grand opening. Finally, you've made it, huh, kid? An-cheol politely smiled at them. You're all doing great. The new arrivals started talking. What if you get a job at a bigger company? You'll earn less than us by the end of the day. Being good at making money and studying are two different things, you know. An-cheol laughed, glancing at the sports car. Is that the new BMW Stylish? It reminds me of when we were in high school 3 years ago. They started reminiscing. We really caused chaos back then. Anyway, congratulations, An-cheol. The guys who used to bully kids around us are now the bosses. The most shocked person right now was him stuttering, looking at the people deeply etched in his memory. He wanted to explode. This shouldn't have happened. People like you could never have done something this well. You should have been carrying 3 people on some unregistered motorbike that would be more in character. Someone like you is called a boss. I even drive an imported car. This really shouldn't have happened. At that moment, someone outside noticed his panicked expression and asked suspiciously, Is that you? Kim Jin-wo? Hearing this, the group burst into laughter, teasing in a mocking tone, Kim Jin-wo. The one who stutters a lot. That's the guy named Kim Jin-woo, but he's called Kim Jin-Wo-wo because he's so clumsy. Are you Jin-woo? Standing in front of the store, his face pale, he pulled his hat down and silently sighed. Oh no. Since I'm already being paid, let's just hurry up. But then An-cheol, without warning, stepped forward, lifted his hat, and announced to the group. This is him. We were classmates in the second year of high school. How have you been, buddy? It's been a while. The stuttering Jin-woo froze, thinking. Unlike the others, An-cheol suddenly smiled and continued. I'm really sorry. I don't remember much from back then, but people say I was a bit rebellious. I'm really sorry, he said, laughing as if it were a trivial matter. Jin-woo stood frozen, wide-eyed, trying to process the information in his head. Today I received an apology from An-cheol. While Jin-woo was still processing, An-cheol quickly pulled out two 50,000 won bills from his pocket and handed them to Jin-woo. He smiled warmly and said, Let's move aside today. Use this for taxi fare. Jin-woo silently looked at his hand adorned with sparkling jewelry so flashy, and then at his own hand covered in dirt. Deep in his subconscious, Jin-woo knew he couldn't accept this. He lowered his voice and said, This has gone too far. Jin-woo's response surprised An-cheol a bit. For the first time, Jin-woo's voice was less stuttering as he demanded An-cheol apologize properly, sincerely in front of him. Looking at their unpleasant faces now, Jin-woo gritted his teeth and thought, I have to live like this because of them. Who do you think turned me into this and made me stutter like this? An-cheol quickly reacted, pushing the money toward Jin-woo and laughing. You petty bastard. I've brought what I had when I was young. Here, take another bill. Honestly, I don't remember much, but fine, I'm sorry. Hearing this, Jin-woo's hands began to tremble. You don't even remember? Well, for me, every day was hell. Thinking, this Jin-woo decisively threw the money back and ran away, shouting, I won't take it. I won't take your money. An-cheol, worried, quickly chased after him, calling out, Hey, Kim Jin. Whoa, that's not the way. But by then, Jin-woo had already jumped onto the railing with one hand, accompanied by An-cheol's panicked scream from behind. Below is the third basement floor. Jin-woo floated in midair, realizing he was very far from the ground. Jin-woo began to free-fall, his mind focused on the fact that the guy had been stuttering his name until the very end. Am I going to die here in such a pitiful way? Right in front of An-cheol, even until the very end, Jin-woo felt utterly humiliated and unwilling. Looking at the man standing high above him, Jin-woo gritted his teeth and cursed silently. I curse you! My father curses you, Jang An-cheol! If I could go back to where it all started in high school, all the pain I've endured, if I could pour it all on your head, I would continue to curse you even after I die. After a while, the young man Jin-woo suddenly fell onto a tiled floor, feeling surprisingly not too much pain. His clothes disheveled, he sat up somewhat dazed, looking around at the surroundings. Looking at the students surrounding him now, he silently cursed. Where is this? But he quickly realized, this is my old classroom. What's happening? I was definitely at the store. Is this a dream? A dream about when I was still in high school. At that moment, the voice of the delinquent student suddenly rang out above him. See, I told you. If you get hit in the temple, you'll faint. Damn, is that real? Jin-woo looked at the familiar faces in front of him and sighed in relief, thinking, it must be a dream. These guys still look as old as thieves even in the past. How embarrassing. It's just a dream, he thought. Jin-woo slapped the fat guy sitting in front of him and said, Nice to meet you. But in an instant, the fat guy punched Jin-woo in the face and pinned him to the ground. Jin-woo now realized something was wrong. It hurts so much. Why does it hurt? The fat guy, while hitting. Jin-woo cursed, Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? Jin-woo now realized that if it hurt this much, it couldn't be a dream. Have I really returned to the past? To the second year of high school. At that moment, a foot appeared in his vision, and an annoyed voice asked, How are you so calm? Are you crazy? Jin-woo? When Jin-woo looked up, he saw a very familiar blonde guy. He widened his eyes in disbelief. I can't believe what's happening right now, he silently thought. Am I Jin Woo? What is this guy talking about? Looking at the person smoking in front of him, Jin Woo screamed internally. That's me. Why am I standing in front of myself? It turned out that in Jin Woo's current body was the grown-up Ancheol, the store owner from earlier. Jin Woo hurriedly ran to the mirror. By now he was drenched in sweat. He saw that he now wore the face of the person who had bullied him, Jin Woo, stuttering. His mind was in complete chaos with all the information. Why am I Jin Woo? Suddenly a voice echoed in his head. I told you I'd curse you, didn't I? Go through the pain I endured. Ancheol knelt on the ground, struggling to accept the situation. He had traveled back to the past and encountered the worst thing ever. The problem is, the worst thing is my past self. The current Ancheol in front of him smiled eerily and asked, It seems our Jin Woo needs to be punished, right? A punch like a thunderbolt struck Jin Woo's face. Jin Woo, clutching his face in pain, asked, Why did you hit me? The young Ancheol sneered. I don't know. Jin Woo, holding his aching face, began to recall, I had so much fun bullying the losers in high school. You just need to hit the right spot. That's where you can reign like a king if you're good at fighting. The soft voice of the female students chimed in, Hey, Ancheol. My house is empty today. Want to come over for a drink? Ancheol used to think that was something losers would never have a chance at. Are the kids preparing for the future? Really that slow? Right now, I'm living happily with my strength. And to protect my throne, I've been trained in MMA. The thugs admire me for that. Hey, Ancheol, does that mean you're training professionally? I, though amused, often laughed it off. Professional? I just train for fun. Because of that, adults always judged me poorly, saying a terrible future was inevitable for guys like me after graduation. They kept saying it, so I started to feel a bit worried. But it turned out I had the ability to beat up those idiots. So right after graduation, I debuted as a professional athlete. Using my competition earnings, I opened a store next door. Turns out you can succeed without ever opening a textbook, huh? Remembering that day when I discovered my part-time worker was him. Jin Woo Ancheol thought disdainfully, losers remain losers even when they grow up. He said he tried to pass the university entrance exam 3 times. How pitiful. I acted generously to look impressive in front of him. Put your salary aside, use this for taxi fare. And I thought I was the one who achieved success faster. Returning to reality, Jin Woo was kicked in the face by Ancheol. Ancheol, looking down from above, said disdainfully, As expected, bullying is really in the right place. Jin Woo, his face bruised, felt deeply wronged. Why am I being beaten up by myself? I, Jang Ancheol, 21 years old, am now trapped in the body of a loser I bullied 3 years ago. Why am I Jin Woo? At that moment, the fat guy laughed and called out, Hey, Ancheol, Ancheol! Is this how you train your arms? As he spoke, he used his legs to pin Jin Woo's arms to the ground, ignoring his continuous groans of pain. Jin Woo cursed silently. This bastard Sim Ming-yu. This dog did nothing but flatter me in the past. This bastard is using techniques meant only for losers against me. Bend your arm like this. Your posture is all wrong. At that moment, the current Ancheol also reminded Ming-yu. Your posture is all wrong. Jin Woo thought to himself, with Ancheol's arm, it's like a mold. He also told Ming-yu, with your arm, you need to twist your arm back more. You need to twist your arm back even more. The two spoke and thought exactly alike. Anyway, the boxing knowledge is still there. Ming-yu, amused, followed along. So how do I do a chokehold? How can I perform a proper neck-snapping chokehold? Ancheol gave a mirthless chuckle and replied, Neck-snapping chokehold, huh? I haven't even tried it yet. And tried. Jin Woo, clutching his nearly dislocated arm, gritted his teeth and cursed. Damn it, these bastards. It hurt so much that I cried for the first time. Jin Woo unconsciously clenched his fist. Anger flared in his head, and thoughts of revenge flashed. Should I take them out? No, just slaughter them to show they don't even have a chance to peek. This is the time in the past when I was weak in ground techniques. It'll be fine if I just kill that dog. Jin Woo looked at his past self Ancheol and wanted to charge forward. At that moment, a voice rang in his head. You'll regret it if you hit him first. You know that, right? Don't you want to return to your own body? Hearing those words, Jin Woo stopped in his tracks, turned around and looked around sharply. "What? Who's there?" I just asked who's speaking. While Jin Woo was confused about where the voice came from, Ancheol and his friends approached him and said, "I've never done a chokehold before. Should I try it?" "So you're saying like this?" As he spoke, Ancheol wrapped his arm around Jin Woo's neck. He lowered his voice and continued. "Breathe in unconditionally," then tightened his grip around Jin Woo's neck. Jin Woo, struggling to breathe, his face pale, cursed silently. "This damn dog! I'll kill him!" Ancheol, still boasting, assured his friends 5 more seconds and he'll pass out. "You're always just practicing tight cuts. It's the first time I've seen him pretend like this. This damn perfect posture as expected from my past self. 5 seconds, the timing is perfect." As he thought this, Ancheol counted down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At the same time, Jin Woo's eyes slowly closed, losing consciousness. And then a ding sounded, accompanied by someone's voice saying, "I told you I'd give you a similar fear, didn't I?" Jin Woo opened his eyes and found himself in a dark space. He looked around in shock, wondering, "What is this? Where am I?" At that moment, a voice suddenly rang out. "How does it feel? Any thoughts about being the loser you bullied?" The grown-up Ancheol widened his eyes, recognizing the voice as someone from the past. Thinking this even, he couldn't believe his eyes. He kept looking around sharply to identify the owner of the voice. He blurted out his crazy thought. "Could you be Kim Jin Jin Wo Wo?" His voice became stuttering and unclear. The mysterious light in the distance replied, "That's right, you bastard. I'm Kim Jin Jin Wo Wo, Kim Jin Woo, the one you always bullied." Ancheol looked up and shouted, "You bastard! Why are you doing this to me?" Jin Woo in the darkness laughed coldly. "You still don't get it, do you? Why am I doing this? I don't know. Why did you do those things? Bullying me just because you were taller. Bullying me just because you were stronger. You really enjoyed it, didn't you? You were so happy, weren't you? You lived like that. You were a king, right? This is a curse I've placed on you. From now on, I'll be the one who's happy watching you." The grown-up Ancheol, sweating profusely, forced a smile. "Hey, Jin Woo, don't do this, okay? I'll treat you well when I return to my body. So please lift the curse, or at least give me a hint on how to break it." The voice laughed mockingly. "How to break the curse? After all, the more you hope, the greater the despair. I really want to see you suffer after all this. To break the curse, there are 2 conditions." The light suddenly grew larger in front of Ancheol. He was terrified to hear the answer. Not 1, but 2. Jin Woo, standing under the light, continued. "First, stop the incidents that completely ruined my life again. Because of you, my life completely derailed. And that's why I stuttered. My life was completely destroyed. 365 days a year. I wanted to die every day, but I'll never forget the 4 incidents among all of them. Because of these 4 incidents, my life was completely ruined. Just thinking about it makes me angry. Do you even remember just one of them?" Seeing Jin Woo's anger, Ancheol, pale-faced, flattered. "Of course I remember everything. I'm sorry for all of it." His eyes couldn't help but narrow as he cursed silently. "Damn it, I can't remember even one incident." "What incidents? What did you mean by those 4 things? How can I remember them out of 365 days if I were the one being bullied? Among all the incidents that happened every day. Wait, at the end of the day, he was always bullied by me and my friends. I couldn't stop all of it. Just slaughter all of them. They don't even have a chance to see me apologize for my past." At that moment, the light suddenly approached Ancheol and asked, "Hey, aren't you thinking of smashing all of them into powder? Your task is to stop the incidents that completely ruined my life. If you defeat all of them before the deadline to prevent those incidents, those kids will be scared and stop bullying you. And wouldn't the incidents that completely ruined my life not happen in the first place?" Hearing this, Ancheol snapped. "So what do you want? You want me to endure it?" Jin Woo laughed coldly. "I'm making it hard for you. I won't bother with minor changes. But remember, if you change history too much, the incidents that completely ruined my life won't happen." Ancheol, though furious, tried to remain patient and continued. "All right, you're saying you're fine with minor changes, right? So what's the other condition? Jin-woo lowered his voice and replied, "The other condition is simple. Reform the trashy past of your human self, Ancheol." Seeing Ancheol's pale face, Jin-woo laughed heartily in satisfaction. Try doing that, if you think you can, with this loser's body. Try flipping your past around. As soon as he finished speaking, the grown-up Ancheol realized he had once again entered Jin-woo's body. He panicked and cursed silently. What the hell? With this failure of a body that can't do anything, how am I supposed to stop the 4 incidents that completely ruined my life? And above all, turn my past self into a decent person. Jin-woo, now carrying Ancheol's soul, returned to the classroom. He propped his feet on the desk and began thinking about his uncertain future. That damn chokehold knocked me out for the entire lunch break. I couldn't even eat at school. What? Stop all the incidents that completely ruined my life and reform my past. Thinking this, he unconsciously clenched his fist and slammed it on the desk. Unaware that the whole class was staring at him in confusion, Jin-woo continued to drown in his thoughts. I don't even know what those incidents were or where the first one happened. What am I supposed to do? At that moment, a faint voice beside him suddenly called out, "Hey, Jin-woo." "Calm down a bit, Jin-woo." He noticed the fat guy next to him wearing a lock on his glasses, turning to remind him. He jumped in fright. "Damn it, you really scared me. What's up with your glasses? Why is there a lock on them?" The fat guy chuckled without explaining. "Ancheol put it there. He told me to guess his birthday. Anyway, it's my fault." Jin-woo was slightly startled, trying to remember if he had done such things. "Anyway, let's remove this lock first." He turned to unlock it for the fat guy. The fat guy was utterly surprised. "You know Ancheol's birthday? As expected, you've prepared in advance. I'll have to learn from you. This is really interesting." After being unlocked, the fat guy tried to lower his voice and whispered to Jin-woo, "Anyway, please be quiet. We're doomed if you wake Ancheol up." The two turned around and saw Ancheol, the boss, sleeping in the back. The fat guy told Jin-woo, "Remember, Ancheol said only the 3rd row can talk when he's sleeping. He said he'd kill us all if the 1st and 2nd rows talk and wake him up." Jin-woo now vaguely remembered. Right, I did say that. These kids couldn't talk back then, right? I didn't know, because I was always dozing off in class. Seeing Jin-woo looking at Ancheol thoughtfully, the kind fat guy reminded him, "Hey, Jin-woo, look at him more politely." At that moment, the classroom door opened and the teacher walked in saying, "Class, settle down. Where did we leave off last time? Return to your seats and open your textbooks." Looking at the teacher standing at the podium, Jin-woo remembered. Damn, it's been a while since I've seen this teacher. The teacher standing at the podium stopped speaking and squinted at them. Seeing Ancheol sleeping in the back, the teacher said, "Who's that little friend sleeping back there? You in front, wake him up." The person in front of Ancheol happened to be Jin-woo. After the teacher's request, the whole class turned to look at the two of them. Everyone looked panicked, and some even had pitying eyes on Jin-woo. Jin-woo noticed all the eyes on him and felt a bit uncomfortable. What's this? Why are all these eyes focused on me? Wake him up! He turned to look at Ancheol, who was sleeping with his head down. Jin-woo thought to himself, then I'll just wake him up. What's the big deal? He reached out and grabbed Ancheol's head. The whole class immediately held their breath, unable to believe their eyes. Jin-woo looked at Ancheol disdainfully. Why is everyone so scared of this guy? Look at this damn thing dozing off in the middle of class. But now Ancheol, having been hit, woke up completely. He raised his head and glared at Jin-woo with terrifying eyes. The fat guy, terrified, whispered, "What did you just do, Jin-woo? How dare you slap the boss's head while he's sleeping?" The fat guy was Jin-woo's accomplice, Im-sulgi. He quickly realized, wait, that's strange. Why isn't anything happening? Ancheol and Jin-woo were simply staring at each other. Im-sulgi pushed up his glasses to see more clearly, unable to believe his eyes. No way, so. Does he think it's just a dream? The students in the class, knowing this, secretly admired Jin-woo. He's so lucky. He got away with it. At that moment, the teacher finished writing a math problem on the board and said to the students, "Today is the 17th right. Student number 17, come up and solve this." "Who's number 17? Come up quickly." the student sweating profusely looked toward the back of the class, thinking, "Number 17, we're doomed." 17 is the boss's number. The teacher, after checking the class list, called out the name Jang An-cheol. "Who's Jang An-cheol? Come up here quickly." Im Sulgi held his breath, thinking, "This teacher always punishes physically if you can't solve the problem. I'm ready to face some terrible things during recess. That guy will definitely take it out on us." At that moment, Sulgi heard the whispers of his classmates. "Hey, what's this kid doing? Does he have to go somewhere?" Sulgi widened his eyes and looked over at Jin Woo, who had started walking toward the blackboard. Sulgi was baffled. "He's going up there for the boss? What's going on?" Jin Woo stood in front of the teacher and said, "Yes, I'm Jang An-cheol." The teacher, slightly surprised, asked again, "You're Jang An-cheol." Sulgi, sitting below, widened his eyes and realized, "I get it now. So that's it, Jin Woo. To make up for slapping the boss's head, he's willing to take the punishment to be forgiven." Who would have thought Jin Woo, now standing at the board, realized, "I'm Jin Woo now, not Kang An-cheol." He resigned himself, pressing his face against the wall, accepting the teacher's cane. "It's fine. Taking this old man's punishment is better. It's just a spanking." Below were the whispers of pity and mockery from the students. "That poor dog. I feel the pain." A hearty laugh rang out. An-cheol tilted his head back, looking at the board, and said, "That's hilarious. What's wrong with that retard?" Sulgi was surprised to see the boss laughing. The boss is happy. Boss An-cheol is laughing, unreasonably hitting someone as usual. After class ended, Jin Woo, as usual, was beaten mercilessly by An-cheol in the chest. A knee kick for no reason, too. A Brazilian kick for no reason either. He hit and laughed mockingly. "It's ridiculous to think it was just a dream, right, after beating Jin Woo in every way," An-cheol taunted. "I heard you're the only one who dared to slap my head." "I can't believe it. The thugs behind An-cheol also chimed in. I saw that too." "An-cheol, your Brazilian kick is like a rising MMA fighter's level." An-cheol squatted in front of Jin Woo, slapped his face, and asked coldly, "You tried to make up for it by taking that old man's punishment for me, damn it. Damn." At that moment, Jin Woo gritted his teeth, suppressing his anger, cursing the guy in front of him silently. This bastard. An-cheol was slightly surprised by his reaction and widened his eyes, asking, "What's wrong with our Jin Woo? What's with your eyes? Not beaten enough." Jin Woo was lost in thought. "I really have to kill this dog." At that moment, the reminder voice echoed in his head. "If you change history, you won't be able to return to your own body." Remembering that, Jin Woo suddenly calmed down. He wiped the expression off his face and smiled foolishly, saying to An-cheol, "I'm really sorry." Without further doubt, he was immediately kicked straight in the face. An-cheol turned and called Mingyu by his nickname. "Hey, Simp. Son, why do you want me to be the bad guy? It's your fault for not teaching him properly." Simp-son immediately flattered and apologized. Sulgi, seeing Jin Woo lying motionless on the ground, worriedly whispered, "Jin Woo, are you okay?" Jin Woo was still trying to suppress the anger boiling inside him. Simp-son whispered something into An-cheol's ear. "Hey, An-cheol, if you say so, I have an idea." "What do you think?" An-cheol listened and seemed interested. "Sounds fun." Jin Woo, watching, knew it wasn't anything good and silently cursed. "What's that dog saying?" An-cheol walked over to the girl sitting and combing her hair on the other side. "Hey, Park Da-bin. Come here." Park Da-bin, suspicious, crossed her arms and asked, "What?" An-cheol sneered. "Your head." Park Da-bin, confused, asked again. "My head." An-cheol didn't say another word, reached out and plucked a strand of hair from her head, then handed it to Simp-son. "You need this, right?" Simp-son happily took it, thanking him. The two arms were quickly tied together with the strand of hair. Simp-son sneered and announced to Jin Woo and Sulgi, "If this strand of hair breaks, you two will die. I'll check at every recess. You'll die if this strand breaks, or if you take someone else's hair to tie it. You'll also die if you don't comply." An-cheol stood behind, laughing heartily at this joke. "You're so funny." Park Da-bin, annoyed, hugged her head. You plucked my hair for this. Jin-woo suppressed his anger, thinking, what is this? What kind of crazy joke is this? These brats don't act like high schoolers at all. At that moment, the person next to him called out, Hey Jin-woo, I need to pee. Seeing Seulgi's gesture, Jin-woo immediately knew what he meant and cursed silently. This lunatic again. A group of classmates gathered around, mocking Jin-woo. Slow down, he looks like he's about to lose it. Come on, keep an eye on him. Okay, that's your boyfriend after all. Stop it already. This is getting uncomfortable. Seulgi, walking beside him, asked, Hey Jin-woo, so we have to pee together now. Jin-woo, embarrassed and annoyed, cursed, Shut up before I hit you. After Seulgi was surprised by his partner's change, he whispered, Stop using such vulgar words. It's not proper at all. Jin-woo remembered the disgusting face of that Sim Mingyu simp son. How dare you humiliate someone you used to flatter? Who are these students? Are they mocking me? Why do I, Jung Ancheol, have to endure the ridicule of these failures? I never thought I'd have to go to the bathroom with this fat guy in my life. If it weren't for this curse, I'd have retaliated immediately. At that moment, a student passing by shoved Seulgi. Move aside, Fatso. Seulgi, having been pushed, stumbled and held the strand of hair, saying to Jin-woo, It's broken. Jin-woo panicked and shouted, What are you doing, Fatso? We're about to get beaten to a pulp. Why can't you do this simple thing, right? After getting angry with Seulgi, Jin-woo realized something. He clutched his head and wondered, Am I really this messed up over a strand of hair? Seeing his expression, Seulgi worriedly stepped forward and asked Jin-woo, Where does it hurt? As long as I'm here, I can't control myself. So let's hold hands until graduation. We have to do exactly what they want. It doesn't matter how much we're bullied. But if we lose our spirit, we can graduate later and make a lot of money. Hearing this, Jin-woo looked at Seulgi in surprise. This fat guy? Why is this fat guy suddenly lecturing me? Does he think I'm a failure like him? At the same time, Seulgi smiled and said to Jin-woo, Don't worry too much. He then pulled out small bags containing someone's hair from his pocket. Seulgi mysteriously introduced, This is my collection of Park Da-bin's hair. There's a lot of it. In other words, we'll be fine with this hair for at least a few months. Hearing this, Jin-woo broke out in a cold sweat. What's wrong with this guy? Why are you collecting a girl's hair? At that moment, Jin-woo's face was suddenly hit by someone. Jin-woo, caught off guard, was hit and involuntarily spat out saliva. Simp Sun appeared in front of Jin-woo and sneered. Hey Jin-woo, the strand of hair is broken, right? How was my kick? Back in the classroom, Ancheol stood waiting impatiently and asked, What took you so long? The fight is about to start. Get ready. Ancheol stood in front of Jin-woo preparing to strike. He ordered Jin-woo into position. If you don't follow, I can't be responsible for what happens. Got it. Jin-woo forced could only stand in front of Ancheol. All right, I'm about to start. Jin-woo was slightly confused, thinking I thought I was just here to get beaten. What's this? The three of them. Simp Sun, Seulgi, and Jin-woo stood in a line, swaying side to side. Jin-woo, following along, complained, Is this what it's like? He was truly losing it, overwhelmed with embarrassment. Some of the classmates began to notice and laughed mockingly. Kim Jin-woo is hilarious. He should be a comedian. Jin-woo, following their movements, silently lamented. Why do I have to do this crazy thing? I used to be like this once. While he was distracted, Simp Sun had already left the line, and Ancheol's punch powerfully landed in his stomach. He gloated, The second weakness is the solar plexus. Jin-woo, tasting the punch, cursed silently. Damn, he's like a rabid dog. Did I just call myself a bastard? I want to kill them. I really want to kill them all. But that's me. Calm down, Jin-woo. Calm down, Jin-woo. I want to beat them more and more and crush them. But that's me in the past. Simp Sun stepped forward and punched Jin-woo's head repeatedly. I have no words for a useless guy like you. You can't even play the role of a shadow properly. I'm tired of watching a bastard like you. Why would I want to hit someone as stupid as you for no reason? He didn't know that in Jin-woo's mind, a thought flashed. But this simp son, he's not me. This is the first time I've cried. This damn history! Why do I have to lower myself to them? No, I'll beat them until they can't speak! Jin Woo, furious, gritted his teeth, ready to teach Simp Son a lesson. But suddenly a reminder echoed in his head. If you change history, you won't be able to return to your own body. Jin Woo, on the verge of tears, bit his lip, suppressing his anger, and said to the others, "Let's do the James Sway again." He comforted himself. I'm about to go back. I'm about to return. I'll definitely return. A while later, he finally got to use the bathroom. With his sore butt, Jin Woo pressed his face against the wall, gritting his teeth, thinking, Sim Mingyu, this dog didn't even dare to look me in the eye back then. This bastard has been spanking me all day. Does he dare to look down on me because I'm a loser now? Calm down, calm down. Put that Mingyu aside. He's just doing this to surpass me. Think about human life or something else. At that moment, Simp Son, without warning, stepped behind Jin Woo and pushed his sore butt hard, asking, "Who said you could go to the bathroom alone?" Due to the force, Jin Woo's urine splashed all over his clothes and face. Simp Son laughed heartily. "I told you to ask for permission before peeing. Right? Did this idiot think he's Jang Ancheol or someone? It's all over your face. Did you pee your pants too?" Jin Woo didn't turn to look at him and replied in a low voice, "I don't know. I don't know anything." Simp Son, hearing Jin Woo call him by that nickname, he frowned and asked irritably, "Huh, Simp Son? Are you out of your mind, Jin Woo?" He continued to provoke Jin Woo. "Hit me, you lunatic." Jin Woo turned and walked to lock the door. Slowly, with the demeanor of a man, he took off his jacket and tied it tightly to the doorknob. Simp Son was stunned, not knowing what Jin Woo was trying to do. Jin Woo finally turned to look at him, his face fierce, pulling off his shirt and glasses, gritting his teeth and calling out, "Simp Son, you dog!" The voice in his head continued, "Listen carefully. If you change history..." Simp Son, slightly scared, stepped back. "You're crazy, Jin Woo." Jin Woo ignored the voice in his head and ordered Simp Son, "Shut up, because I'm about to beat the crap out of you." He was so angry that he clenched his fist, crushing the fragile glasses. Now Jin Woo stood in front of Simp Son, no longer looking weak as usual. He gritted his teeth and declared to Simp Son, "Because I'm a damn bastard, I'll defeat you." Jin Woo decided not to hold back anymore and stepped toward Simp Son. Simp Son, not understanding why he felt a surge of fear deep down, still tried to act normal and called out, "Hey, Jin Woo!" He laughed, trying to ease the tension. "Jin Woo, it seems like you tried to trick me, but what's wrong with your shirt? You're really making me laugh to death." Jin Woo didn't care about his ridiculous shirt, and coldly replied Simp, "Son, I don't have one." Simp Son regained his composure, patted Jin Woo's shoulder and asked, "Have you been practicing Ashibarai for a while?" As he spoke, he kicked his leg to the side, trying to trip Jin Woo. Jin Woo simply put his hands in his pockets and kicked Simp Son's leg. Ashibarai. It was just a light sweep, but Simp Son slipped and fell to the ground. He widened his eyes in disbelief. "What? How did this make me fall?" Jin Woo looked down at him with disdain. "Ashibarai is executed when your foot sweeps the floor." Simp Son hurriedly stood up, trying to explain, "It's the damn floor. The floor's slippery. They haven't cleaned it properly." Believing this to be true, Simp Son quickly threw a punch at Jin Woo. "You bastard." Jin Woo simply bent down to dodge, then quickly attacked Simp Son from the side. Simp Son, in pain, opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of saliva. He clutched his stomach in panic, thinking, "Why does it hurt so much? Is it just a skinny branch that's making me hurt like this? Has he been exercising?" Since when, Jin Woo coldly continued, "It'll hurt more because I hit the right side where your liver is." Simp Son, furious, charged at Jin Woo. "You bastard," he thought to himself. "Even if it's height, weight, or strength, I'm still better than you. I'll just grab and throw you." But he didn't know that Jin Woo's body now housed a different soul. And Ancheol still remembered how to defeat everyone. 2 high-quality punches and kicks landed on Simp Son's face. Even with a completely healthy body, Jinwoo thought, as he struck, the punch is too weak. However, Ancheol had failed to realize one thing. That damn dog hasn't been in Jinwoo's body even once. He had missed a punch. Jinwoo silently lamented, "My arms are too short." Simp Sun quickly saw the opening and threw a punch at Jinwoo. "You're dead, you bastard!" Jinwoo was slightly startled, but quickly regained his composure and turned around. "It's quite inconvenient. My reach is short." Nevertheless, he quickly adapted and used his hand to hit Simp Sun's face. Simp Sun's teeth were broken from the hit. Jinwoo looked down at Simp Sun and judged, "I'm disgusted by losers like this." Simp Sun, dazed, lay on the ground convincing himself, "This is just a dream." Seeing this, the voice appeared and asked Jinwoo, "Have you changed history? Have you become Ancheol?" After a moment of daze, Simp Sun finally opened his eyes wide. He thought to himself, "What is this? All of this is just a dream, right? There's no way I could be beaten by a loser like Jinwoo. If I'm dreaming of being defeated by a loser, I should just drop out of school." At that moment, Jinwoo poured a bucket of cold water on Simp Sun's face and asked, "Do you think this is just a dream?" Simp Sun silently lamented. "Damn, should I drop out?" He sat up abruptly, glaring and cursing at Jinwoo. "You bastard, do you think you can escape after causing this mess?" Jinwoo sneered. "What are you going to do, idiot? Should I tell everyone that you were defeated by the loser Jinwoo? Choose. Do you want to drop out after the rumor spreads, or do you want me to spread this rumor?" Simp Sun cursed Jinwoo. "You bastard. What is this forcing? This is just like Jang Ancheol." "What do you want from me, you bastard?" Jinwoo sneered. "Now we're talking about what I want." "No, not much. Let's start right now. You'll report everything about Ancheol to me. No matter who Ancheol talks to throughout the day, everything he's thinking." Simp Sun asked in surprise. Why, Jinwoo coldly replied, "It's none of your business. Don't act like you were defeated by me. Instead, just pretend as usual and I'll act like nothing happened. Or you'll be dragged to the school gate and beaten even more." Facing Jinwoo, Simp Sun felt a sudden chill down his spine. After a few seconds of eye contact, he looked away and hesitantly said to Jinwoo, "I'll definitely do what you ask." Jinwoo happily winked and replied, "All right, from now on we'll keep this friendship a secret." He thought to himself, "Mingyu will never talk about me because he's perfectly trustworthy. History won't change. Above all this is like a reward, a spy who will keep an eye on my past. I should start with him, because the rumor won't spread. History won't change." Jinwoo walked alone in the hallway, looking out the window, remembering the voice. "Isn't that right, Jinwoo? Are you watching from the outside?" Outside the classroom, the weather was as muggy as usual. Jinwoo stretched as he walked, thinking, "I feel so strong now. From now on, I can beat Mingyu whenever I feel annoyed." Why is Jinwoo even the first one to school? He can't even beat anyone when he's annoyed. Maybe he's not stressed because he's not being beaten. Is this guy a loser or something? Anyway, Jinwoo did it. At that moment, a pack of cigarettes was handed to Jinwoo. "Hey, old man, here's a pack of cigarettes." The blonde guy told his two friends, "I told you you won't get caught if you let Jinwoo hold it. Even if you're caught, Jinwoo will take the blame." Jinwoo, holding the pack of cigarettes, thought, "This kind of person should be dealt with first. Am I a smoker? What a hassle." Seeing his annoyed expression, the girls approached and asked, "Our Jinwoo will be fine with this, right? What's that, Jinwoo? Are you angry? That's dangerous. Look at him. Answer me. I'm not happy. Do you really want to see something crazy?" A girl threatened Jinwoo. "I'll tell Ancheol about you, you know." Jinwoo silently thought, "Go ahead and tell him about me." Throughout high school. Anyway, I've already been bothered by girls. At that moment, Ancheol stood in front of the girls and said, "Handle it yourself, you loser. You should try to avoid them. A pathetic little bastard who can't even fight." Dabin appeared linking arms with Ancheol, looking at Jinwoo, and asked, "Is this our Jinwoo?" Jinwoo realized Park Dabin. That's right, Dabin always has good qualities. She told the other girls, "Hey, stop being mean." Seeing Park Dabin being coldly treated by Ancheol, Jinwoo thought, "I'll remind her of the nickname Ancheol's girl because she used to chase me. Now I feel a bit sorry for her when I think about it. She used to be such a good girl. I should be friendlier to her at this point." After Ankyol left, Park Dabin turned and called the girls. You guys, do you want to die? I told you never to call Ankyol when I'm smoking, got it? The girls, scared quickly, apologized. It's not what you think. Park Dabin raised her voice. Are you lying to me, you bastards? Seeing her fierce expression, Jinwoo was startled. What Park Dabin was she acting in front of me when I was beside her? Because she liked me. At that moment, Park Dabin turned to look at Jinwoo, then stepped forward and slapped him. What are you looking at, Jinwoo? He took the slap, silently cursing. This bitch. This is why you're called Ankyol's girl. Seeing Jinwoo silently looking at her, Dabin asked, What's with that look? Do you need a lesson? At that moment, Simp's son passed by, and Park Dabin called out, Hey, Simp's son, help me teach this kid a lesson. Simp's son, slightly surprised, asked, Teach Jinwoo. Jinwoo felt regret thinking whether it's this girl or that guy everyone I've known is corrupt. Park Dabin raised her voice to accuse Jinwoo. This bastard is glaring at me. Simp's son froze. What? This bastard? Seeing Simp's son standing still, Dabin angrily asked, What are you doing? Take this bastard away. At that moment, Jinwoo also used all his strength to signal Simp's son with his mouth. As usual, Simp's son finally understood, put his arm around Jinwoo's neck and dragged him away, saying, Kim Jinwoo, come with me. Park Dabin glanced and reminded, Don't go too far. Simp's son happily agreed. Sure. Watching the two walk away, Park Dabin was slightly suspicious. Mingyu and Jinwoo, both of them are acting strange today. At that moment, the girls called out, Hey Dabin, what do you love most about Ankyol? Is it because he's handsome, or because he looks so cool in his school uniform? When will you confess to him? Kim Dabin blushed and scolded, Do you really want to die? The girls, amused, continued. So cute. Look at her flustered. Come on, just tell us. Under the admiration of the girls, Dabin began to speak. He's like a monster, you know, the pure scent of blood from a strong man. I don't mean he's not cool, but the cooler part appears when he's bathed in his opponent's blood in the ring. Can't you see the monster behind Ankyol? The girls, scared, asked, Can you see it? Dabin turned and walked away, casually replying, Not everyone can see it. The girls, curious, asked Dabin, Where are you going? Dabin coldly replied, I'll tell Mingyu to teach Jinwoo properly. After reaching the two, Dabin widened her eyes in surprise. Inside the corner, Jinwoo was using one hand to choke Simp's son. It was clear who was in control, and the secret between the two seemed to have been exposed. The honey badger is truly an extraordinary creature, incredibly fierce and fearless. Honey badgers aren't a joke. Hearing the name, you'd think they're cute and gentle, right? But in reality, they're not. They even hunt cobras. In the Guinness Book of World Records, they're listed as fearless animals. They're ready to take on lions solo. This is because they're rude beyond words. They don't care about winning or losing. This is Park Dabin, 17 years old. Park Dabin likes this fierce honey badger. Now she's surprised. How can they be so similar to Jinwoo? At that moment, Jinwoo widened his eyes and called out, Park Dabin, you bitch! I told you to come here quickly! In her mind, the loser standing there was ordering her. Dabin, annoyed, asked, What you bitch? You dare to call me a bitch! You dare to call me a bitch! Seeing her shy expression, Jinwoo frowned, thinking, Why does she look so strange? Walking down the hallway, Jinwoo thought about that girl, Park Dabin. I thought she'd be the one to spread the rumor, but nothing happened. Why is that? At that moment, someone bumped into Jinwoo's shoulder. Park Dabin, annoyed, looked up and scolded. Come on, you dog! Since she already knew the truth, Jinwoo didn't pretend, and widened his eyes, asking, a dog? Dabin's face suddenly turned red as she muttered, and Jinwoo looked at her utterly confused as to why she kept acting so strangely. Why did her face turn so red? Why did she look away like that? I get it now, she's just like that. Park Dabin, fine. After seeing me sim Mingyu, Jinwoo then cornered Dabin against the wall, eyes bulging in mock threat. I'll punch you without missing a beat. You see how scared she is, just like that bastard. Sim Mingyu. Jinwoo walked away and said, Got it, boy girl. Whatever my fist doesn't discriminate. Park Da-bin stood there, flushed crimson, nodding in the direction Jin Woo had gone. After a few seconds, Da-bin panicked, covering her mouth. What's going on? That look just now? Why did I act like that in front of such a pathetic guy? Jin Woo had no idea about this. I should go find that bastard Sim Ming-yu to vent my anger. That day, it was pouring rain. If I went to the break room during recess, I would get bullied there. Too scared I went during class time. There were rumors that the specialized rooms were haunted. But in the end, I saw something even scarier than ghosts. When Seulgi opened the bathroom door, she saw Ancheol taking a dump and smoking in there. Seulgi was terrified. I came here to hide from him, but he's here. Seeing Seulgi, Ancheol seemed amused. You came here to take a dump too. Nice to see you, man. I'm almost done. Use that stall over there. Seulgi timidly replied. Thank you, and went to the toilet Ancheol had just used. Ancheol chuckled happily. This is a great spot for you, huh? Seulgi sat on the smelly toilet seat, thinking to herself, at least flush it, man. But why is he staring so intently? At that moment, Ancheol's hand slowly reached toward Seulgi. Unable to breathe, he screamed and grabbed Seulgi's neck. Ancheol used the same move he had used on Jin Woo and started counting down from 5. Just like that, Seulgi collapsed unconscious. When regaining consciousness, he had become the laughingstock of the entire school. The group of students surrounded him in the bathroom, teasingly saying, Look, Seulgi's awake now. Even when you go to the bathroom, you're like, this guy doesn't even flush the water anymore. Seulgi really wanted to tell them, Everyone, it's not me, it's not mine. Jung Ancheol, you bastard! Seulgi could only force a smile, but his eyes were already filled with tears. After hearing Seulgi's story, Jin Woo loudly declared, Don't lie. I've never done that. Seulgi, frustrated, replied, No, it's not you. It's that guy Ancheol. Seulgi began to cry, her face streaked with tears. Jin Woo tried to comfort her. It's probably just a prank. Friends sometimes tease each other like that. I'm sure they'll forget about it soon. Who has the time to hold on to something so trivial anyway? Seulgi gloomily replied, How could I forget? Why is my life so miserable? I just want to go to school, normally not get bullied like others. I've tried so hard, but nothing works. Seulgi burst into tears and said to Jin Woo in a trembling voice, I'm sorry for ruining the mood. So could you come back? After all, I'm glad I have you someone I can confide in. While Jin Woo was dazed by Seulgi's words, he didn't notice someone approaching him. Ancheol used his hand to choke Jin Woo and used his old trick. Can't breathe! Jin Woo gradually lost consciousness, cursing silently. What a failure. If I end up like this. Just like that, he entered another space. Ancheol opened his eyes and looked around, murmuring to himself in frustration. It's all blurry. I blacked out again. He reached for his neck, feeling the mark from behind. A heavy sigh escaped him. How cruel. How many times is this now? Kim Jin Wo. You call this a curse? It's nothing. If I handle both of you, stopping those incidents at school will be a piece of cake. Give up. Break this curse. A faint, high-pitched laugh echoed through the air, sending a chill down the listener's spine. Then came a terrifying laugh. The grown-up Ancheol tried to stay calm and said, I see the cat has taken your tongue. You're upset because things aren't going your way, right? Mingju is afraid I'll ruin his reputation, so he's on my side. Park Da-bin is scared of me, so she can't be the one spreading rumors. Jin Woo finally spoke up. If you use both of them, what's that? Any incident at school, you say? Did I say the incident that ruined my life only happened at school? Don't you remember? You know very well they couldn't just bully me at school. The grown-up Ancheol turned pale and stood up asking, What do you mean? Are you saying the first incident happened outside of school? Jin Woo coldly replied, That's right, you slowpoke. Stop it if you can. Just like that, the grown-up Ancheol returned to Jin Woo's body, angrily walking down the street. What's this? The first incident wasn't at school. If not at school, where else? In high school, I spent all my time training. See, he's going to the gym. Do I have to control him at the gym too? But I can't call Sim Mingyu to the gym. If I act too hastily, I'll get caught. History will change, and I can't keep following him like this. Park Da-bin can't help here either. Jin Woo, what do you want me to do? Just like that, Jin Woo went to the gym where An Cheol often trained and told the receptionist I want to sign up. He wore a pink mask, thinking I'll just cover my face. The trainer looked at the strange person in front of him, crossed his arms, and asked, "Your name is Stuttering Punch." Jin Woo nodded. "That's right." The trainer asked again, "Are you a YouTuber or something?" Jin Woo shook his head. "No." The trainer asked, "Will you help the gym grow?" Jin Woo shook his head again. "Not that either." The trainer continued, "So this is your first time here. You're skinny and bony. That's a good decision." Looking at the trainer, Jin Woo felt a bit nostalgic, thinking I haven't seen him in a while. Back when I knew nothing but stuttering, he helped me become a VIP pro in fighting. Jin Woo walked to the training area stretched and thought I'll just pretend to train and observe my past self. But he's not here. What should I do to kill time now? At that moment, two people approached Jin Woo and asked, "Excuse me, do you need a trainer? You must be new, right?" Jin Woo, slightly surprised, replied, "Sorry." At that moment, the mushroom-haired guy suddenly slammed Jin Woo to the ground and asked arrogantly, "Impressed, this is what we call a test." Lying on the ground, Jin Woo endured it in silence, inwardly cursing, "These jerks." I remember now. All the bullying started from this gym. When I am Jang An-cheol, they are nothing more than subordinates under my control. This idiot is also my lackey. Now that I'm in this body, I have no one. At that moment, the mushroom-headed guy, while pinning Jin Woo down excitedly, said to the person beside him, "Is that idiot still here? Not planning to clap?" The fat guy next to him was also pinning someone else. The person he was pinning heard this and slapped the ground, replying, "I'll clap. I've clapped already." Jin Woo suddenly realized it was Seulgi that the fat guy was pinning. He had no intention of letting him go and laughed, "Shut up, fatso. Who said I'd let you go if you clap like that?" At that moment, Jin Woo twisted his hand and pushed the mushroom-headed guy away. Then came his leg. In 1 minute and 30 seconds, he escaped. The mushroom-headed guy's grip frowned and looked at Seulgi, thinking, "Why are you here?" The mushroom-headed guy, who had just been pushed away by Jin Woo, was still in shock. Looking at Jin Woo's retreating figure, he widened his eyes in disbelief. How did he run away so quickly? Jin Woo quickly walked over to Seulgi and the fat guy. Seulgi, suffering under the fat guy's grip, pleaded, "Save me, Jin Woo. Please save me." Jin Woo remembered Seulgi's tearful words from the other day. "I just want to go to school normally and not get bullied like other kids. I've tried my best, but nothing works." Now, even in a different environment outside of school, he was struggling, begging for forgiveness. Jin Woo unconsciously clenched his fist, feeling inexplicably angry. Seeing Jin Woo's expression, the fat guy provocatively asked, "What's wrong?" "You want to be next?" Jin Woo said in a low voice. "Let him go!" The fat guy, slightly startled, asked, "What?" Jin Woo, with a cold gaze, pointed at the two and said, "Let him go, you bastard." The voice in his head said to Jin Woo, "Not bad. You're finally on the right track." Out of the 4 incidents that shattered my life, the first one involved Im Seulgi. There's no reason you'd help Im Seulgi unless you knew about it beforehand. Do you really remember what happened? I guess we'll find out soon. At that moment, the fat guy, annoyed, stood up and said to Jin Woo, "Why let him go? What else do you want, you bastard?" Seulgi, released clumsily, got up and asked Jin Woo emotionally, "Did you really do this for me? I'm really touched." He didn't know that Jin Woo actually regretted doing it. Seeing Seulgi's adoring expression, Jin Woo cursed himself. Why did I do that? Did I really help this fat guy? At that moment, Seulgi asked again, "If it's okay, can I know your name?" The fat guy suddenly shouted, throwing a punch at Jin Woo, "You damn loser, don't push your luck anymore." Jin Woo was slightly surprised. This guy's punch moved instantly. Jin Woo instantly tilted his head to dodge the punch. The fat guy was utterly shocked by Jin Woo's quick reflexes. This guy dodged it. This damn dog. At that moment, a voice interrupted the fight. "What's all the noise?" Jin Woo turned his head and saw Jang An-cheol. After being rescued, Seulgi, moved to tears, said to Jin Woo, "Anyway, thank you for saving me, hero." Jin Woo tiredly replied, "It's nothing. How long have you been here?" Seulgi honestly said, "Just over a month." He didn't know that An Cheol was looking at Jin Woo wearing a strange cosmetic mask, thinking, why don't I remember who this guy is? If he came to my gym, there's no way I wouldn't remember. Jin Woo asked Seulgi, you said you came here to get revenge on Jang Ancheol, but it seems he doesn't recognize you right. On the other side, Ancheol asked the people around him about Jin Woo. Who's that guy with the mask? The others, not knowing, casually replied, just a loser. Seulgi pushed up his glasses and replied to Jin Woo, definitely not. Unlike the bodybuilders and workers, the people in the diet group are all like me, looking at the chubby people training with similar glasses and faces. Jin Woo nodded in agreement. So that's how it is, Seulgi continued with a serious expression. But what's more important now is, can I call you Pink Man Jin Woo? Scared changed the subject. We should get back to work, he cursed silently. Don't give me that name. The fat guy looked at Ancheol. Jin Woo thought to himself, that guy is even learning MMA to come back and face me. Was I wrong? I was just joking with a few people. Innocent and bored. On the other side, Ancheol was greeting his buddies. Hey, what's up? Ancheol raised his hand and delivered a sharp slap to one of them, saying coldly, take a few slaps, maybe that'll wake you up. Despite his face swelling from the blow, the man laughed through Ancheol's strikes. There was no reason for that slap, today was there. He laughed anyway, as if something had been released. The other two joined in laughing and saying, hilarious. You're my role model, seriously. Jin Woo, after seeing the scene over there, turned away, trying to convince himself I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything at all. I just need to follow my past instincts. At that moment, someone's finger gently tapped his back, and a voice said, excuse me. Excuse me, are you new? A beautiful girl wearing a mask smiled and greeted Jin Woo. Jin Woo was stunned, blushing when he saw her face. He finally remembered, that's right. She's here too. Che Yujin Nu Na from the work group. She's my crush, Che Yujin Nu Na. Che Yujin patted Jin Woo's head and advised, if the kids do anything to you, remember to tell me. I'll scold them gently. You're cute. Jin Woo silently enjoyed the warm feeling, remembering. Back then, the reason I came to this gym was also because of her. Because of that, Ancheol is now extremely angry looking over here. He gritted his teeth, glaring at Jin Woo, cursing silently. Don't dare provoke me! A few minutes later, Jin Woo was still focused on jumping rope, trying to blend in with the people at the gym. Someone else approached from behind and called out, hey! Sorry about earlier. Can you help me hold this equipment? The mushroom-headed guy from earlier brought training equipment and asked Jin Woo for help. He smiled friendly and said I need to practice my low kick, but there's no one here to help. Jin Woo was slightly surprised, thinking, does he want me to be his training partner? What's this guy planning if it's just a low kick fine? Though reluctant, Jin Woo took the equipment to keep the peace. I just need to hold it right. The mushroom-headed guy nodded. Yes, that's right. The mushroom-headed guy with an arrogant attitude suddenly kicked straight at Jin Woo's head, not the equipment. He turned around arrogantly and said to his group, see, I told you he'd listen. The others, especially the bulkier ones, looked visibly annoyed. Meanwhile, Jin Woo forced a nervous smile, trying to laugh along to ease the tension. Pathetic. He really was too naive. He had no idea that just moments earlier, Jin Woo had moved with unbelievable speed, positioning the equipment precisely to block his kick. The mushroom-headed guy, after seeing this, turned pale. How did this bastard block it? Can he really fight back? Jin Woo coldly asked. You troublemaker is a low kick, supposed to hit the face. The mushroom-headed guy forced a smile and asked, you don't know the difference between a high kick and a low kick, do you? He secretly sighed in relief, thinking, this guy doesn't know what a low kick is. You scared me for a second there. Let us show you. A low kick doesn't need a reason. The fat guy, his ally, had somehow circled behind Jin Woo and kicked him hard in the calf. Seeing Jin Woo collapse in pain, the two laughed gleefully. See, I executed it just like Ancheol. Jin Woo cursed silently. You bastards. After teaching Jinwoo, the two casually walked away, discussing, "I heard Anchiol's slap happened again today." "Really? Then we need to be more careful." Jinwoo gritted his teeth, cursing silently. "If it weren't for being polite, if it weren't for not changing history, I'd kill you all." The beautiful girl Chae Yujin noticed the commotion and angrily approached the two. "Did you just bully him?" The two immediately denied it. "No, we were just teaching him a low kick." Chae Yujin ignored the two and helped Jinwoo up worriedly, saying, "I think it's swollen. You should go apply some ointment. They'll go easy on newcomers." Jinwoo's heart pounded wildly, his mind screaming, "What on earth is this situation?" Even though it hurt like hell, he couldn't deny there was something strangely satisfying about it. At that moment, Chae Yujin gave him a gentle smile and softly said, "Trust me. They won't bully you." At that moment, a loud noise came from the other side, startling Chae Yujin. It turned out Anchiol, consumed by jealousy, couldn't control himself and kicked the sandbag hard, creating the noise. Jinwoo looked at the bitterness on the boy's face and suddenly recognized something familiar. It was a reflection of who he once was. My past self should stop looking at his eyes. Chae Yujin then excitedly introduced Jinwoo, that's Anchiol. "He's training for a match." At that moment, Jinwoo was startled, realizing, "Wait, I'm Jinwoo now. Why is she so friendly with me? Is her ideal type someone with a smaller build? Could that be why she never paid any attention to me in the past?" While he was distracted, Chae Yujin walked over and pushed Seulgi's back to help him train. 1, 2, 1, 2. You need to stretch more to make your body flexible." Seulgi, blushing, replied, "Thank you so much." Jinwoo, slightly jealous, realized, "So she's nice to everyone." Seulgi, enjoying the presence of a beautiful girl, blushed and said, "I've decided I'll never get married. But I might have to change that decision because of you." Jinwoo, hearing this, cursed silently. What the hell is this dog saying? Now both he and the younger version of Anchiol were staring at Seulgi with eyes sharp as blades. In that moment, their thoughts aligned perfectly. He should know exactly where he stands. At that moment, Chae Yujin called out, "Hey, new guy, can you help me push him?" Jinwoo quickly ran to Chae Yujin's side and obediently replied, "Sure." He thought to himself, how lucky. Chae Yujin smiled sweetly and praised Jinwoo. "You're such a sweet kid." Jinwoo, blushing, replied, "No, you're the sweet one." He was screaming excitedly inside. "We're getting closer." After a few minutes of training, Chae Yujin stood up and said goodbye. "All right, I need to go shower now." Jinwoo, grinning foolishly, replied, "See you later then." Anchiol, standing to the side, took all of this in. He suddenly turned to the mushroom-headed guy and called, "Hey, mushroom-head." The mushroom-headed guy respectfully approached and asked, "How can I help you, Anchiol?" Unexpectedly, Anchiol didn't say a word and punched him straight in the stomach. Then he looked toward Jinwoo and said, "Go." The mushroom-headed guy, clutching his stomach in pain, obeyed Anchiol's order and walked over to Jinwoo. He approached Jinwoo and called out, "Hey, new guy! Look up at the ceiling." Jinwoo, confused, looked up at the ceiling. What? Immediately, a punch landed in Jinwoo's stomach while he was completely unprepared. The mushroom-headed guy, gleeful, turned to Anchiol. "I hit him for you. See, I can also hit that pig Seulgi." Seeing the situation, Seulgi worriedly asked Jinwoo, Pinkman, "Are you okay?" The mushroom-headed guy continued, "That's why you shouldn't piss off Anchiol. What's wrong with you?" Jinwoo, eyes red with anger, suppressed his rage. If it weren't for history, if it weren't for history. Unexpectedly, Anchiol stood on the podium looking at Jinwoo provocatively. "If you're not feeling well, come up here." "What kind of school did you go to that made you so weak?" "Not my school." "And if you're from this school, how come you don't know me?" Jinwoo, clutching his stomach, realized something from Anchiol's words. That guy doesn't know me. He had a plan in mind, surprising Anchiol. Jinwoo stepped into the ring, putting on gloves and protective gear. The man who had just appeared below was the gym owner. He approached and asked the two spectators, "What's going on? Why is the new guy standing there?" Jinwoo, standing arrogantly in the ring, beckoned with his finger. Bring your head here, if you don't want to get hit for no reason. Jin Woo was extremely excited. Jang Ancheol doesn't know who I am. That means if I beat myself to a pulp, history won't change. The gym owner angrily shouted, "What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing to someone who just joined today? Get out of the ring, you bastard." Ancheol, standing in the ring, casually replied, "What's the problem? I'm just teaching him for you." The gym owner was furious with his attitude, cursing silently, "Jang Ancheol, you arrogant bastard. You're just a street thug, but I saw potential in you and brought you here. Instead of starting over, you're hanging around here like you own the place." At that moment, Ancheol, with a fierce expression, thought to himself, "I should end this quickly before things get annoying." Good that strength. One punch and it's lights out. Ancheol's punch was heading straight for Jin Woo's face. Unexpectedly, at the last moment, Jin Woo tilted his head and dodged the punch. Ancheol, missing his punch, was utterly shocked, his eyes wide. His lackeys below were also stunned by the scene. Ancheol, while attacking, was surprised to dodge. How? No way. It's like he predicted my attack. Jin Woo answered the question he knew Ancheol was asking himself. No need to be surprised. Because I'm you. Jin Woo spoke up. You said you'd teach me. But now he had quickly circled behind Ancheol, thinking smugly. All of it. All of my habits, good and bad. I can see them all. Ancheol didn't expect his opponent to be so formidable. For someone who always thought he was the strongest, he was furious about this. He quickly threw a punch at Jin Woo, shouting, "You bastard!" But this time his punch landed in thin air. Ancheol, confused, looked around for Jin Woo. Where did he go? Jin Woo looked at his hasty past self, thinking, at this point, I was an amateur athlete with a forward orientation. In the future, I mastered standing up to fight a warrior who throws opponents to the ground, destined to become a professional athlete. Now he stepped forward, grabbed one of Ancheol's legs, and pushed him down. Che Yujin and Sulgi, standing below, were so shocked they couldn't close their mouths. Unfortunately, unlike Jin Woo expected after that push, Ancheol stood firm like a mountain. Jin Woo was shocked what he blocked it. Ancheol, with both hands on Jin Woo's back, pressed down, continuously sneering. "You slow bastard. You have no other choice. You tried to grab and throw me down. Do you know the difference in our strength?" Jin Woo struggled to reply. "Of course I know. This will happen." He suddenly circled behind Ancheol and tightly gripped his armpits. Ancheol, stunned, shouted, "What the hell? Let me go, you bastard!" He kept trying to break free from Jin Woo's firm pin, but failed completely. He angrily shouted, "I said let me go, damn it!" Jin Woo kept holding him, watching him struggle and mocking him. The train is leaving. He thought to himself, even Jin Woo doesn't have this technique. I created this move just to humiliate my opponent. He pushed Ancheol aside with a mocking tone and said, "Go on ahead. You're the capable one, aren't you?" Furious, Ancheol kept muttering curses under his breath. Jin Woo kept holding him, swaying from behind, and said, "Even if you're strong, you can't stop me from doing this because I'm controlling the center and spinning you around." Ancheol gritted his teeth, cursing silently. "What's going on? I can't gather any strength." He glanced and noticed Che Yu-jin Nu not watching, but she was watching that damn loser. Ancheol, furious, shouted, "Don't laugh, you bastards! I've seen all of you mocking me!" He cursed silently. "I can't do anything now. I'll kill him right now. Let me go, damn it." Unexpectedly, the force behind Ancheol suddenly loosened. He was stunned, muttering to himself. How could he? Jin Woo behind him simply covered his mouth and yawned. He arrogantly beckoned Ancheol, "Hey, I'm bored. Come here with me. I'll help you practice together." Ancheol, trembling with anger, thought, "This bastard let me go on purpose. I'll kill you. I'll definitely kill you. No matter what, I'll kill you. I'll do everything in my power to kill you." Thinking this, Ancheol quickly lunged at Jin Woo and tackled him to the ground. His lackeys below cheered excitedly. Ancheol's on the ground. "That's awesome! It's a perfect throw. He's got a masked forward. Not bad. Let's keep watching." It's over. Clearly the forward can't move at all. The gym owner standing below the podium frowned and said, "He's in a disadvantageous position." The mushroom-headed guy sneered. "What disadvantage the show's over today." Unexpectedly, the gym owner spoke up. "No, I'm saying Anchiol's in a disadvantageous position. Look at the forward's legs. He's tightly gripping the waist and pulling it toward him. It seems like a deadlock. If Jung Anchiol relaxes, he'll have to end the match by surrendering." Indeed, in the ring, Jin Woo was using both legs to clamp Anchiol's stomach while his hands pinned his head down. Anchiol, trembling, realized he'll punch, lose his position, and fail. Once on the ground, the forward will switch to another state. He deliberately lay down just to humiliate me. Everything has a clear purpose. It's like a spider's hell. I'm trapped in it. Jin Woo, lying on the ground, provocatively said, You can't win." Anchiol, red-faced with anger, shouted, "What did you say?" He muttered to himself. She's watching. She's watching." Anchiol strained to stand up, trying to escape Jin Woo's control. He silently screamed, "Damn it, no matter what, I'm still stronger." Seeing that expression, Jin Woo immediately understood what he was thinking and burst out laughing. "Anchiol is stronger, but you should use it more wisely." He used the strength of his legs again to pin Anchiol down. The gym owner was shocked by the situation. Where the hell did this forward come from? Jung Anchiol is lying weakly on the floor. But this guy's technique is as good as a real athlete. At that moment, Jin Woo wrapped his arm around Anchiol's neck, performing a jujitsu triangle choke, suffocating his opponent. He continued to taunt. "Did you think you could win just with strength?" Anchiol still couldn't believe it. What the hell? Why is this damn idiot on top of me? Jin Woo didn't stop there. He teased Anchiol by planting a kiss on his cheek and whispered, "Cute." Che Yujin, seeing this, smiled excitedly and said, "They're getting along. It seems they're getting closer." Anchiol was about to go crazy. "You bastard, she's watching. Stop messing around." Jin Woo flipped Anchiol face down onto the ground and sat on his back, as if taking control. He began singing in a mocking tone. "There's a little creature twisting, and now it's swimming away." Looking at his tightly clamped leg, Anchiol was furious but couldn't do anything. "This is on purpose. He's deliberately choosing these positions and messing with me." After a while, Jin Woo coldly said, "That's right, I have something to give back to you. There's no reason to choke." He wrapped his arm around Anchiol's neck, performing the choke he used on him daily at school. Anchiol widened his eyes, realizing, this bastard isn't letting things end easily. He's doing this on purpose. She's right there. She's been watching this match from start to finish. Jin Woo tightened his grip on Anchiol's neck and repeated, "If it were you again, I'm sure you wouldn't bully others anymore, not even in your lifetime." The lackeys below were sweating. What the hell, Anchiol lost? Is this serious? Jin Woo finally stood up, took off his gloves, and threw them at the unconscious Anchiol. "My past mistake. I didn't plan for this and didn't expect it to go this far. I couldn't hold back my strength. Since when was that idiot's body so weak? I overcame that weakness, surrendered. But my past self was also very strong. Next time I might not win so easily. Losing right in front of her, I'm certain I'd rather die than face this. I feel a bit bad." At that moment, the scene shifted to Jin Woo at school being choked by Anchiol. He lashed out in anger, shouting harshly, "A striker, huh? You're enjoying this, aren't you?" It pissed me off. I think its body liked this. Right at that moment, Simp Sun walked in from outside and asked Anchiol, "What's up with my bro? With this result, you're not going to kill it." "What happened in the gym?" "Hit where it hurt." Anchiol felt so embarrassed that he turned angry, punched Simp Sun in the stomach, and said, "Don't talk to me, you bastard." Simp Sun was surprised by the hit, but still hugged his aching stomach, forced a smile, and gave Anchiol a thumbs up. King of the solar system. I think he was truly shattered into pieces. Seeing this, the underlings were scared they might be next, and ran over to comfort Anchiol. "Anchiol, calm down." Anchiol was still mumbling angrily. "Seriously, what the hell is going on?" At that moment, Jin Woo saw the white smoke appear. A mocking voice rang out. "Jin Woo, you've made a mistake. Because you wore a mask, history won't change, but compared to the past, Anchiol is angrier." He walked over to Sulgi, raised his voice, and called out, "Hey Sulgi, wearing those glasses with a lock on them. smiling. Are you talking about me? It had begun the first shattered piece of life. Ankyol, with a cold expression, ordered Seulgi to stand up. Adult Ankyol looked around in confusion, wondering, why am I in this body? Have I returned? Ah, that's right. My past self suffocated me, so I passed out. Anyway, that guy is truly a bastard. Jin Woo's voice, hidden behind the white mist, spoke up, having fun, making others suffocate and pass out. Do you find joy in seeing your past self? Adult Ankyol chuckled and waved his hand. Come on, I was just rambling. Why are you so serious? The cold voice replied, I think you shouldn't live so comfortably. The first event has already begun. In front of Ankyol, something appeared. He was surprised to realize it was a TV. The replaying footage began. Even in dire circumstances, flowers still bloom. Seulgi and Jin Woo sat on the bench concerned and asked, Hey Seulgi, where did you get hit today? Seulgi smiled and replied, Behind the school. Jin Woo sadly said, I got hit in the bathroom. I really don't want to go to school. That's how we built our relationship. Seulgi used to be a tough kid. No matter how much he was bullied, he always had a smile on his face. Back then, Seulgi comforted Jin Woo. Only 3 more semesters left. Cheer up. Jin Woo truly admired Seulgi. He gave him the strength to overcome these bullying incidents. We learned from each other. We were the closest of friends. As long as Seulgi was by my side, I could overcome anything. And that day came. Ankyol walked over to Seulgi, who was still smiling cheerfully, and said, Hello. Ankyol put his arm around Jin Woo's shoulder, widened his eyes, and said, I'm jealous of your friendship. Seulgi laughed, Jin Woo and me. Should I say it's thanks to Ankyol? Ankyol smirked and replied, Then let's fight. Jung Ankyol was a devil. I forgot that bullying is always easier than being bullied. Ankyol cruelly declared, Whoever wins gets to escape, whoever loses gets beaten again. Let's see who can escape. Fight for about 30 seconds. You guys over there, place your bets. Jin Woo was panicking at that moment. I don't want to fight. Why should I hit Seulgi? I knew what the answer would be. But it was beyond my expectations. That Seulgi hit me first. After punching Jin Woo in the face, Seulgi shouted, Come here, loser! I'll beat you up and escape! The students on the other side started laughing. Seulgi is hilarious. But for Jin Woo at that moment, the world seemed to collapse. The feeling of betrayal spread throughout his body. I didn't want to fight. I even refused Jung Ankyol. I don't remember clearly what happened next, except that I swung my fist and hit Seulgi back. 30 seconds later, Ankyol raised Jin Woo's hand and declared Jin Woo wins. From now on, Jin Woo is no longer a loser. In shock, just like that, the fight ended. I realized that once Seulgi fought back, he wouldn't have to face such an outcome. Because of me, he just stood there and took the hits with no intention of fighting back. After that, I wasn't hit anymore. Because Seulgi took it from me, I felt guilty towards Seulgi. The devil Ankyol, after hitting someone, smiled wickedly and punched Jin Woo in the ribs. Feels good, huh? But because I promised I couldn't touch him. Jung Ankyol is truly disgusting. But what's even more disgusting is this situation. And yet before this, I thought it was such a relief. Still the familiar stares outside the schoolyard. Seulgi, despite being continuously hit, still comforted Jin Woo. It's not your fault. So Jung Ankyol should feel it, not you. You shouldn't feel guilty. Jin Woo. Let's take revenge together after graduation. I must succeed. Jin Woo, at that moment, just sat silently in a corner, thinking to himself, I can't look at Seulgi's face while saying these words. Seulgi continued, I will become a famous novelist one day. I'll let you read them. Not now, though, because I still have many shortcomings. Jin Woo, you will have dreams and make them come true. Because at some points, Seulgi's smile disappeared from his face. That notebook was his pride and treasure. He didn't want anyone to see it, no matter who it was. He could endure the bullying, just for that dream. And those bastards made me read it out loud in front of everyone. They mocked his novel. But more than Seulgi's mood, I was so scared of Jung Ankyol that I chose to obey him. Even though I knew it was Seulgi's weakness, I gradually stripped him layer by layer. This pleading voice echoed, please, as Seulgi's face was filled with tears. Jin Woo still read his novel in front of the whole class. Jinwoo's face was also covered in tears, blaming himself. I'm a piece of trash. The students all joined in, mocking him. Oh my, it's going to be a masterpiece. It makes me want to cry. That guy writes pretty well, huh? After that, a once strong Seulgi no longer came to school. The adults intervened. The teacher stood in front of the class, crossed his arms, and said, I've talked to Seulgi's parents. You guys can't get along. But what's this bullying? Close your eyes. Point out who bullied Seulgi. Jinwoo closed his eyes and thought to himself, I truly hope that with the parents' power I can expose Jang An-cheol. I need to point him out. I wanted to take revenge right then, but fear made my hand unable to move. Take revenge for my own failure. You all saw it. Jinwoo placed his hope in his classmates. An-cheol also closed his eyes, hearing the teacher ask, Who bullied Seulgi? Finally, there were some brave fingers pointing. And when Jinwoo opened his eyes, all those fingers were pointing at him. Jinwoo woke up from the dream of overthrowing An-cheol. The wish had not come true, because those fingers were pointing at me. Because in their eyes I was also Jang An-cheol. Because I was easier to point out than Jang An-cheol. At that moment, a voice hidden behind the light angrily said, I was labeled as a bully in my records, and I failed the interview despite having high scores. My records collapsed. All I did was study, but I still didn't get into college. Life started to go wrong like that. That was the first event that happened. But do you know what's the saddest thing? It's because of you that I lost my only friend. If you want to go back to stop it, the first event of my life completely destroyed was friendship. Adult An-cheol returned to his current body, transformed into Jinwoo. He opened his eyes and thought to himself, so this is the first event. An-cheol widened his eyes and looked at him. What are you doing? I told you two to fight. Jinwoo looked up at An-cheol's currently disgusting face. He realized that for the first time he saw himself as a criminal. Seeing myself as a criminal. The first event began. An-cheol put his arm around Jinwoo's shoulder and looked at Seulgi. Hurry up and fight. The winner will no longer be a loser. Jinwoo remembered the winner will no longer be a loser. So according to the original, Kim Jinwoo won, and Im Seulgi became the loser. Thinking about it, it was so easy. If I took Im Seulgi's hit and passed out, of course Im Seulgi would end and win. That's right, that's Im Seulgi's way. Punch, just punch. Jinwoo saw the punch coming from Seulgi towards him and thought, Got it. I'll endure it with this and the beginning will be resolved. 2 seconds later, Im Seulgi was hit painfully in the face by Jinwoo. Jinwoo excitedly shouted, I won! An-cheol stood behind him and ordered, Give him a round of applause. Jinwoo wins! Jinwoo had thrown the thought of yielding out of his head, but even so he still couldn't let a dog hit him. Jinwoo knelt before An-cheol, hearing him declare, From now on, Jinwoo is also very cooperative. Jinwoo said, I am honored, sir. Despite Seulgi lying in pain on the other side, the light appeared and scolded, This dog, even if Satan shakes his head. After a while, after summarizing everything, Jinwoo held his head and silently cursed, I could die of anger. Why did I do that? I'm so strong that I won without even realizing it. At that moment, Seulgi's chubby hand reached out to comfort him. It's not your fault, Jinwoo. Jang An-cheol is the one at fault. I think my jaw will be a bit swollen. Jinwoo heard this and silently cursed. You're talking about me, you slowpoke. Remembering the events of the past, Jinwoo worriedly asked Seulgi, Hey, you're not planning to drop out, right? Not because of things like this, right? Seulgi nodded and smiled. Right. Of course not. If I don't come, you'll definitely get bullied. Jinwoo happily nodded. That's the spirit, buddy. You always do well when facing these things. Let me know if you have any difficulties. Okay, Jinwoo secretly rejoiced. My savior is here. Let's see. Seulgi smiled. Kindly. Gave a thumbs up and said, That's right, I'm really good at facing these things, so don't worry about anything. Jinwoo looked at that innocent smile and felt a bit uncomfortable. Why is this guy smiling like that? The plate of rice was knocked away by someone. Poor Seulgi had the plate of rice thrown in his face. Simp Sun sneered mockingly. Don't you know Ancheol doesn't eat cucumbers? Seulgi got up feeling wronged and said, "But how could there be cucumbers in this stir-fried dish?" Simpson stopped making sense mid-rant. He claims he'll start hating cucumbers from today. Just looking at that cucumber-sucking freeloading mutt makes me sick already. As Jang Ancheol's servant, you'd better study up and predict everything Ancheol might hate today. Am I right? Jinwoo was also in the cafeteria glancing over to see what was happening. He thought to himself, they're really going too far, but I can't do anything. If I intervene, the past will change. It would be troublesome to take care of Seulgi again. But as long as he keeps coming to school, can I end this scene? But now hearing Seulgi's apology, Ancheol still wasn't satisfied and thought of another trick. Apologizing is too late. But Seulgi, why did you drop the food on the floor? You have to eat it all. Jinwoo was stunned, and Jinwoo also widened his eyes in surprise. What? What did he just say? Only Simpson was happily joining in. This is effective just as expected. Ancheol is really funny. Seulgi sat on the ground trembling and said, Ancheol, but I'm allergic to cucumbers. Sun gritted his teeth and asked, what are you talking about? From today you have to like cucumbers. Do you like cucumbers more after I beat you up? Or do you like eating cucumbers more? Or do you like being beaten by Ancheol? Seulgi's face was downcast as he reached out to pick up the cucumber piece from the ground. Ancheol's cruel face showed no change in expression. Sun grinned mockingly, seemingly very pleased to see this scene. Only Jinwoo's eyes widened in disbelief. He didn't think Seulgi would endure it like this, but he tried to turn his face away, not wanting to see the awkward situation anymore. He told himself, who cares? I just need to focus on returning to my original body. That nightmare of a lunch quickly ended. The next day, Sun sat at the back of the class, clapping with delight, and called out Ancheol the judge. What do you think of the model Ancheol, sitting on the other side with his arms crossed? Replied. He's really captivating. It turned out today they were making Seulgi wear a skimpy midriff-bearing outfit. The underlings started mocking and laughing. Who made this shirt? Seulgi wearing this will help you lose weight. Jinwoo, sitting on the other side, also saw it, and couldn't help but smile secretly. Honestly, things like this aren't really bullying. Seulgi likes the attention, so he's enjoying it. I wonder what would happen if his shirt was torn off. It doesn't look like he's being beaten at all. The girls started criticizing. Disgusting, lose some weight. Cover him up, Mingyu, Jinwoo thought to himself. It's really a matter of luck. He's quite popular with the girls, huh? At that moment, Seulgi shyly asked Mingyu, when will this contest end? Simpson stepped forward and replied, when will it end? It ends when you cry, you dog. As he spoke, he slapped Seulgi across the face. It ended when you cried, you dog, he said while slapping Seulgi in the face. The underlings suddenly lost interest in talking, damn it. It'd only be fun if Seulgi cried. But this time, she's really determined. She won't cry. My punch this time is strong. I bet no one in this school can top it. Ancheol, sitting on the chair, yawned and asked, is it because it only happened today? It's really boring. Simpson frowned. Ancheol, with a bored expression, said, it's not fun at all. Simpson, hearing this, immediately thought of a way to flatter him. How about this, Ancheol? Step on him. After Simpson's command, the underlings immediately surrounded Seulgi and started stomping on him, ignoring his continuous pleas to stop. Simpson, angry, said Ancheol is still yawning. How about this? They started tearing off Seulgi's clothes. Only then did Ancheol burst into laughter. This is fun, huh? Jinwoo, sitting on the other side, witnessed the entire scene. Looking at his past self, he just silently pursed his lips, unable to utter a word. Time passed, and it was already the end of the school day. Seulgi smiled and said to Jinwoo, thanks for walking home with me. Jinwoo, what's going on? You even walked me all the way home. Jinwoo replied in a deep voice, you don't need to know. Go rest. Seulgi smiled and said, Jinwoo, I like you. As Seulgi was about to leave, Jinwoo, overcoming his shyness, asked, are you okay, though? Seulgi, surprised, asked back, What do you mean? Jin Woo, embarrassed, scratched his head. I mean, you're not having any bad thoughts, right? He sighed inwardly. It's really painful, but to end this part, I'll have to take care of this otaku. Sulgi moved, ran over, and hugged Jin Woo. Jin Woo, where did you learn this new attitude? Jin Woo shouted. Don't grab me, you fat guy! Sulgi whispered softly to Jin Woo. Don't worry, because I'm strong. Jin Woo was slightly surprised. What's wrong with this guy? Even when he's furious because I hit him, no one scolds him. But more than anger, he still has that look in his eyes, showing that he doesn't even know he's being used. But what angers me more than anything is his eyes. They clearly show he has no idea that he is being used. Or does he like being bullied? What a pervert. Jin Woo turned and walked away, leaving Sulgi happily waving non-stop. After Jin Woo left, Sulgi sat there alone crying over what had happened. It was really messy. He didn't know that Jin Woo was still standing by the wall listening to his grievances. Sulgi buried his face in his hands, sinking into negative thoughts. I hate going to school. What did I do wrong? What did I do to you guys? If I die, will things be easier? Instead of living like this, is death better? At that moment, Sulgi felt a shadow blocking his view. Jin Woo, disguised as Pink Man, stood in front of him and asked, Why are you crying, buddy? It's time to be stronger. I'll help you become a weapon, Sulgi. Current level 1. From that day on, Sulgi stopped attending class. Simp Sun walked into the classroom and sneered. Sulgi isn't coming to class. The students laughed mockingly. Simp Sun said, It's because you bullied him. Back then, when was it? I was just joking. What are you going to do if he leaves? Of course, it's all Jin Woo's fault for winning. Jin Woo, holding his head, was terrified. I'm really in trouble. Sulgi hasn't come to school. The light appeared and mocked Jin Woo. I knew this would happen. If it goes on like this, Sulgi will leave and you'll continue to be bullied. You'll never be able to break the curse. Jin Woo looked up wide-eyed and asked, What are you talking about? Sulgi isn't coming to class because his muscles are sore. That afternoon, Sulgi stood on the exercise machine in the park, smiling, and said to Jin Woo Pinkman, I didn't come to class today, so I can give it my all to train with you. Pinkman's training method is amazing. I can't believe I'm in so much pain. Pinkman, with a gloomy expression, replied, But even so, why aren't you going to school, you slut? Even so, Jin Woo knew that Kim Sulgi was becoming stronger day by day. At first, I had no clues. How am I supposed to end this part? And I realized that I just need to think about why Jin Woo's life is so shattered. I just need to stop Sulgi from dropping out, and then Jin Woo won't be labeled as a bully in his records anymore. When I saw Simp Sun call him Hey Sulgi and he obediently followed, I found a way. All of this happened because Sulgi is too weak. I'll turn him into a weapon, and then he won't be bullied anymore. I can only help you guys solve it among yourselves, but I won't even have to bother or intervene. Even if you're being bullied, endure it because I'll help you become stronger. At that moment, Sulgi was called into the bathroom by the bullies who placed a mop on his head and called him Flower Sulgi. Simp Sun brought a disinfectant spray, spraying it on Sulgi while mocking, Let's take good care of this flower so it grows tall and strong. Flower Sulgi, grow healthy. I'll give you fertilizer. You're basking in my warmth. I hear everything inside your body is good. You'll feel better because it's mixed with nicotine. Sulgi, terrified, covered his face and begged. Stop, Simp. Sun laughed hysterically. What are you saying? You're addicted now. Want more? I don't understand, Sulgi whispered. Stop. Do you feel satisfied from bullying others? You greedy devils. Do you know how a man should behave? Simp Sun hesitated for a moment, then kicked Sulgi in the face. He angrily stomped on Sulgi. What are you saying, you dog? This is how a man behaves. What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with him? Jin Woo looked surprised when he saw Sulgi return. The chubby kid's face was full of bruises, his glasses as usual locked by someone, but he still smiled at Jin Woo. Jin Woo thought to himself, he's being bullied like this. It's worse than what Jin Woo showed me. Simp Sun stood to the side, slapped Sulgi's head, and said, I told you not to smile, didn't I? It's all Jin Woo's fault. Jin Woo, hearing this, clenched his teeth in anger. Mingju, you dog! That guy is venting his anger because I hit him. Should I tell him to stop bullying Seulgi? No. If I say that Anhyul will bully him instead, things will get worse. What should I do? Even if Seulgi has a strong spirit, if he's bullied to this extent, he won't last until the end. And so it happened. Seulgi, training with Jin Woo, turned and asked, "What do I need to do? This bullying is getting serious. I want to give up." Seeing the tears fall from Seulgi's smiling face, Jin Woo could only encourage him. "Hey, you can do it. No matter how much they bully you, you can't let them intimidate you like this. That's giving them what they want. You said you wanted a normal school life. You said you wanted to be stronger and stand up to them." Jin Woo thought to himself, what am I saying? This isn't it. What did Seulgi say to me? That we'd overcome and fight against the bullies together. I messed everything up, and now I'm comforting Seulgi. What is this creepy feeling? At that moment, Seulgi, drenched in sweat, sat down on the steps, clasped his hands, and said to Jin Woo, Sorry. I showed you an ugly, weak side of me that's not like me at all." They continued training. Jin Woo asked, "Why don't you try fighting back or something? How long are you going to endure this bullying?" Seulgi smiled and replied, "If I use violence, I'll become like them." Jin Woo scolded, "You idiot, no one will know. The adults won't help either." Seulgi laughed and said, "Actually, there's something scarier than fists." Jin Woo frowned. "What is it?" Seulgi sincerely said, "The scariest thing is the murder plot being published. That's the main character in my novel." Jin Woo turned and grabbed Seulgi's leg, cursing inwardly. "This bastard is too kind to fight. Maybe it would be better if I gained weight, pretended to be Seulgi, and solved his problems. How the hell did I hope to teach him? I don't have the foundational knowledge. Teaching MMA would take a lot of time. Even if I taught him, he wouldn't have the right mindset. Could he throw a precise punch?" Suddenly, Jin Woo's eyes widened as he noticed something. Looking at Seulgi's large leg, he asked, "Did he hit your leg too? Why is it so swollen? Is your calf swelling up?" Unexpectedly, Seulgi's answer was, "It's my bone pink man." Jin Woo was shocked. "Bone?" Seulgi, embarrassed, shook his leg. "Pink man, don't." Jin Woo, serious and cold, shouted, "Stay still, you idiot." After looking at Seulgi's leg for a while, Jin Woo looked amazed. "What is this? How can bones be this thick? His neck tendons are thick, too. Why didn't I know until now?" After explaining to Jin Woo, he let him move again. And so Jin Woo had another idea in his head. Seeing Pink Man stand up without saying a word, Seulgi pushed his glasses up and asked Buddy what's wrong. Jin Woo stood against the sunlight and asked loudly, "Do you trust me?" Seulgi, still confused, said Pink Man, "This is really sudden." Jin Woo thought to himself, "I'll give him a chance to sink or swim." He said to Seulgi, "From now on, I'll teach you the ultimate punch. The murder plot you mentioned. I'll publish it." Seulgi moved, knelt down. "Pink Man, is it true?" Master Jin Woo, looking at that face, couldn't help but curse inwardly. "You lunatic." Back to the school scene. Simp Sun, as soon as he arrived at class, asked his gang, "Is Seulgi here?" His gang couldn't help but exclaim, "This guy is looking for Seulgi as soon as he gets to school. He's going to beat Seulgi again. Hey, don't bully him anymore or he'll leave." Simp Sun walked to Seulgi's empty desk, angrily kicked it, and scolded. "This bastard still hasn't come. Should I throw his desk away?" Suddenly, he noticed something, a notebook peeking out from the desk. This notebook was Seulgi's pride and weakness. It was his joy in life, and his dream, the only reason he endured the bullying. He never wanted anyone to see his private stories. Sim Mingyu, after discovering it, read it out loud in front of everyone. With that, Kim Seulgi faced reality on his own. For the first time, he mustered the courage to snatch the notebook from Simp Sun's hands. But the next second, he turned and ran away. The students continued to mock him, calling him by the name of the character in the story. "Dusanit is running away. Catch him. Catch Dusanit." Jin Woo widened his eyes and thought, "What have I done? Damn it!" He read Seulgi's novel. Just as planned, he quickly changed his expression and smiled meaningfully. Later, during recess in the boys' bathroom, Simpson stood facing the wall, leaning his hands against it, muttering to himself, I should pee like Jang Ancheol. Rarely get this chance. A voice called out from behind him. Simpson! This made Simpson jump in fright, quickly apologizing. I'm sorry, Ancheol. I'll stop right away. A metal lock fell to the floor, creating a piercing sound. Simpson turned around and realized it wasn't Ancheol, but Seulgi. At that moment in the classroom, the light questioned Jinwoo. Are you crazy, you dog? You said you'd end this part. You came to school early and pulled out that notebook. You'll never break the curse. Jinwoo sneered and replied, What are you talking about? Everything I've done is to set him free. His natural talent, the murder plot. Back in the bathroom, upon realizing it was Seulgi Simpson, angrily turned and asked, What crime you called me Simpson? I don't even know you, dog. Have you lost your mind? Are you running away? You're dead for sure. Unexpectedly, Simpson saw that Seulgi wasn't running away, but was heading towards the door and locking it. The behavior of a man. He took off his jacket and tied it tightly to the door handle. Simpson, confused, thought to himself, Wait, I feel like I've seen this scene somewhere before. Seulgi turned and shouted, tearing off his shirt to reveal a Kibu t-shirt underneath. Kim Ming-yu, are you ready to die? Every class has students like this. The students often join in mocking someone different. Seulgi, you have 2 crazy balls. Is it hereditary in your family? The kid gets teased for being fat. Seulgi, who has never used his fists, never once got angry. That Seulgi for the first time became serious. Simpson still had no idea that his downfall was near. You glared at Seulgi and asked mockingly, Is that how a man is supposed to behave? Don't you realize how irritating that phrase is? It's been a while, he said, as he walked over and patted Seulgi on the shoulder. Is it because I laid hands on you? As he spoke, he kicked Seulgi in the leg. Then another kick, continuously kicking, until he realized Seulgi was still standing firmly. Simpson stubbornly refused to believe this reality and kicked Seulgi's leg again. Simpson widened his eyes and thought, What's going on? Why isn't he falling? Suddenly, Mingju looked up and remembered. Has Seulgi ever fallen before? Thinking about it, he realized Seulgi had never fallen, not even when they played with punching bags. Not even during the birthday celebration of the fist. He had never fallen once. At that moment, Seulgi, with a cold expression, asked Simpson, Do you want to know why? Because I won't submit to your lowly life. That's a belief I have always held on to. It's not something that can be disrespected or treated like this. Recalling those legs, they were like a sturdy pine tree. The amazing skeleton he possessed was truly helpful, more so than his peers, not to mention his thick and short neck. He had all the elements to fight. At that moment, Simpson, hearing the insults from the person he had been bullying for so long, gritted his teeth in anger. What is this guy thinking, this stupid dog, this filthy brat? Seulgi snapped his fingers in front of his stomach and declared in a deep voice, Sim Mingju, I will eliminate you. Simpson quickly stepped forward and punched Seulgi in the face. That's enough, you disgusting freak. I'm about to lose my temper. You think I'm your joke now, huh? As he spoke, he continuously physically assaulted Seulgi. You're still busy writing some novel, huh? So you can't tell reality from fiction anymore. Where's Li Ji? Why isn't she here to save you? Just because I spent time with you these past few days, you think I'm your friend? Seulgi lay silently on the ground, thinking to himself, What is this? Why does it hurt so much? Beaten by Sim Mingyu, or beaten by all of them at once. It doesn't really hurt unless it's Jang Ancheol hitting you. Those who have been touched by Jang Ancheol are like punching bags for practice. When beaten by these servants, it feels like a mosquito bite. Seulgi quickly grabbed Simpson's arm, making him scared. Let me go, I'm warning you. Seulgi sneered and asked, Let you go. Can you handle it yourself? My dad is angry. The strength of this kid is explosive. Seulgi for the first time fought back against Simpson, pushing him towards the wall on the other side. He panted heavily, muttering to himself, It's over. But then he heard Simpson call out, Hey, you're finished, you bastard. Suddenly, Seulgi remembered the feeling of helplessness from that day. What am I doing, Pink Man? Can we really do this? Pink Man, standing under the sunlight, replied, You can do it, kid. We've trained hard, haven't we? Your bulky waist and arms, remember to use them, Seulgi said in a deep voice. Repeat mode. Give me the repeat mode, Pinkman. Pinkman, though unwilling, said, Damn it, all right, it has to be the right leg. At that moment, Seulgi spread one leg out, planting his right leg firmly. Trust me, that way your waist will have strength. The final part is the punch. Unaware of Seulgi, Simp-sun took the full force of that punch without suspicion. That ultimate punch was actually a basic punch. Pinkman had told Seulgi the day before, I'll only teach you this punch. Seulgi immediately replied, Teach me more, Pinkman. But Jin-woo, as usual, shook his head. You don't need anything else, Seulgi. Seulgi, puzzled, asked, Why is that Pinkman? Jin-woo remained silent, just waved his hand and thought to himself, After all, in a high school fight, weight is everything. That kid's weight suddenly exploded. If you don't know what to do, grab your opponent's waist and throw him right. Seulgi at that moment grabbed Simp-sun's waist and shouted, I don't want to fight, but seeing you devils is different. I swear, if I fight you devils, I'll become a devil myself. Seulgi started lifting Simp-sun up with force. Then he threw him forward. Simp-sun was thrown straight into the toilet bowl. Simp-sun, in pain, kept muttering curses, You bastard. Seulgi stepped forward and punched him in the face. This is for Lee Ji-hee. Then followed with more punches. This is for Jin-woo. This is for the others you've bullied. And this is for my hand. At this point, Seulgi hesitated, grabbed Simp-sun by the collar, and asked, What did I do to make you hate me so much? Is it because I'm fat? Because I like anime? Because I write novels? Why is it like this? All I want is a peaceful school life. What did I do to you guys? In contrast to the usual chaos, the bathroom was eerily quiet. But the two outside didn't know that someone was hiding inside watching the whole scene unfold. That person was none other than Pinkman Jin-woo. He was holding his head, blaming himself. Why did I do this? Seulgi's words outside surprised him, making him look up. So I've changed. Thank you, Pinkman. I've realized how I should live. If I stay kind, I'll be pushed down and become an animal. I won't be passive anymore. Like you guys, I'll take the initiative too. I'll break it for you. As he spoke, he placed his foot on Simp-sun's hand, ready to stomp. Like you guys, I'll do it for no reason. A loud noise echoed in the bathroom. Seulgi's eyes suddenly hardened. Seeing Jin-woo's arm under his foot taking the hit for Simp-sun, Seulgi coldly asked, What are you doing? Move aside, Jin-woo. I've decided to become a devil. This is the right path. If I stay kind, I'll be pushed down and become a fool. Don't let me hurt you. After a few seconds of silence, Jin-woo finally lost patience and threatened, Even if it's you, Jin-woo, if you keep this up, I won't forgive you. Jin-woo now realized that the kid had been swallowed by darkness. Jin-woo turned around, stood up, and faced Seulgi. Seulgi's face no longer had the resigned look from before. He coldly asked the person in front of him, Jin-woo, are you warning me? The god of destruction has awakened the ultimate power, right, you bastard? Listen here, you bastard. Don't you think it's too early for you to die? Seulgi crushed his glasses and slowly approached Jin-woo. At that moment, Jin-woo finally spoke up. Lee Ji, he is here, Seulgi. Seulgi immediately looked back excitedly. Taking advantage of the moment, Jin-woo quickly moved behind Seulgi's neck and used a chokehold. Gotcha, you bastard. Everything finally came to a temporary end. The next day, Pinkman angrily crossed his arms and declared to Seulgi, From now on, I'll have to seal the ultimate power along with this lock. Seulgi knelt before him, punished with his hands raised, and replied in a deep voice, I'm deeply ashamed, sir. Jin-woo thought it was best to leave it at that. I can't believe you were so blind to that power. You even wanted to fight your friend. Is this what I taught you, my disciple? True power shines when hidden inside. Seulgi nodded and said, I'm sorry. So that's how it is. Come to think of it, Jin-woo is so strong that he could subdue me, but he always hides his strength and lets those guys bully him. Jin-woo thought to himself, That's not the reason. That's not it. He quickly acted happy and praised Seulgi to distract him. That's right, kid. You understood so quickly today. You truly live up to being my disciple. Seulgi praised, seemed to understand, and high-fived Jin-woo. He's always hidden his strength. Starting today, I'll follow his example. Jin-woo reminded him loudly, Don't sneak your hands down. You're being punished. Jin-woo thought to himself, But it's good. His nature is kind, so I was really worried. He waved his hand and left. Then I'll go now. Seulgi behind him still chattered as usual. Thank you, sir, for today's lesson, master. Jin Woo thought to himself, but I don't have to worry anymore. Seulgi silently watched Pinkman slowly walk away. Pay attention to what is happening on the ground. That mantis, are you bullying the butterfly? Seulgi didn't think much and used his strength to crush the nasty mantis. He thought to himself, power exists for the weak. You can't bully me anymore, you bastards. The next day, those bastards turned to bully Jin Woo. They laughed among themselves. Didn't we decide not to bully Jin Woo anymore? Let go, huh? But since when do we keep promises? Let's continue. Seeing Jin Woo lying on the ground without resisting, Seulgi secretly praised him. So cool, my friend. Even when bullied, you still hide your strength. That training method is truly impressive. This is exactly the friend I've always known. I can't lose either. It's best if I endure the bullying. So Seulgi spoke up to attract their attention. Hey, Li Ji. His actions are so embarrassing. The students itched. Seulgi, he's writing a novel. This bastard is angry. He's not hiding it anymore. The bullies started calling out. Simp-sun had his head down on the desk fast asleep. Isn't Sim Mingyu the one supposed to be watching the kids? Mingyu? What exactly are you doing? Look at Seulgi causing trouble, can't you see? Are you just abandoning your responsibility? How could you be sleeping right now? Sim Mingyu, do something. Seulgi is almost broken. They didn't know that Simp-sun wasn't sleeping, but was drowning in fear. How can I bully them when I'm treated like this? Am I out of a job? So I'm the real loser. Should I just drop out? Suddenly a chubby hand touched his back. Mingyu, come on, bully me. Show them who's the boss. Simp-sun obeyed as usual, putting his arm around Seulgi and pulling him out of the classroom. In his mind, he sighed. Now who's bullying whom? I'm the one being bullied here. Jinwoo looked up at the sky and silently said to the light, the first incident is resolved. Seulgi will continue to go to school. And the relationship between us won't go astray. I won't be the one bullied at school anymore. If I can also stop other incidents and restore Jang Ancheol, will you keep your promise? The light coldly replied, Fine, I admit you stopped the first incident, but I'm sure things aren't that simple. Jin Woo widened his eyes. What are you saying? The light laughed. I'm sure you know that history is slowly changing. At that moment, a female student approached Jin Woo and asked with concern, Hey loser, are you okay? Jin Woo was surprised to see it was Park Dabin. Park Dabin crossed her arms and asked Jin Woo, Why do you still hide your strength? I know you're a badger-faced guy. Jin Woo cursed inwardly. What is this bitch saying now? No way history won't change because of you. Right? Seeing Jin Woo not answering, Park Dabin blushed and turned away. If you keep staring at me like that, do you think I'll fall for you? That night on a quiet street in Seoul, a group of people were drinking together outside a convenience store. The fat guy laughed and said, I can't believe it. I didn't expect everyone here to sneak out of their homes. They're the Gangdong gangsters. Park Dabin, sitting next to him, replied irritably, Whatever. My parents are so annoying, I can't stand them. Now I want to run away from the start like you guys. Life would be so much easier without my grandparents nagging. The gangsters replied, If you live like us, you'll have a great time. But Dabin, is Panseok still in touch with you? Dabin showed her phone, revealing the constant caring messages from that person. The gangsters immediately reacted. Oh my God, Woo Panseok. Why is that lunatic like this Dabin? Be careful with Woo Panseok. This guy only forces girls to drink with him. I bet there's more than 1 or 2 victims. This fuckboy has nothing but strength. Dabin frowned and replied, Whatever. We'll avoid him. Stop talking about these horror stories. One of them suggested joining their group. We'll take care of you. He was the boss of the Gangdong gangsters. Dabin raised her voice. What, but you guys don't even have a place to stay. The boss replied, We've rented an apartment. Dabin shook her head. But how can I sleep with you guys? The boss continued to persuade her. There's no gender discrimination among us. We've known each other for years. Now that you've run away from home, have fun. We drink every day and do whatever we want. Doesn't that sound great? And your nails are so pretty. As he spoke, he took Dabin's hand to admire it. The 2 buddies also chimed in. If you stay with us, even Wu Pan-seok can't touch you. That's right. What would you do if you ran into Wu Pan-seok? Hearing these words, Da-bin hesitated and started to think. But luckily, she was sensible and stood up to refuse. No, forget it. How can I sleep with you guys? The gangsters asked again. But you don't have a place to sleep tonight, just one night. Da-bin decisively turned her head. Thank you for caring about me, but I said it's fine. I'll go now. Goodbye. The red-shirted guy nodded. All right, keep in touch. After she left, the boss angrily scolded, Good effort, you bitch! Is Park Da-bin really okay? The others chimed in. I talked to her because she said she ran away from home, but it seems she won't drink with us no matter what. Let's give up. Who would have thought the boss would sneer and say, Who's giving up, you idiots? Of course we'll follow her. The other two were confused and asked, For what? The boss laughed. What does it matter? She has nowhere to sleep. A while later, Da-bin was shocked when she heard the shop owner say, You're telling me to leave. Are you a minor? Da-bin forced a smile and replied, I'm a college student. Unexpectedly, the owner said, When you registered, I saw your birth date. Da-bin tried to make an excuse. That's my younger sister. The owner lost patience and asked, Should I call the police? She was kicked out of the PC cafe. Next, while resting on a bench, the TV owner shouted, If you're not singing, get out! Do you think this is a motel? She was kicked out of the karaoke room. When she went to the fried chicken shop, the owner waved her off. Young lady, we're closed. Da-bin asked, Isn't this place open 24 hours? And of course she was kicked out. Sitting alone on the stairs by the roadside, Da-bin thought to himself, Maybe I should go home now. But I bet my parents won't go easy on me. But that bastard Wu Pan-seok really scared me. He knows all my movements and said he has to meet me today. If I run into him now, he won't drag me away, right? It's so cold. Why is it suddenly so cold? Is it because I'm wearing thin clothes? Should I go home and get a jacket? But by then I won't be able to go out. Find a shelter around here. There's no shelter. At that moment, the boss and his gang approached Da-bin, pretending to care. Da-bin, are you okay? You don't look so good. Hey, it's nothing. Come with us. We won't do anything. Da-bin lowered her voice and nodded. All right, because I don't feel too well. The boss, hearing this, smirked with a sly smile. Of course. Unexpectedly, An-kyol's voice suddenly rang out. What are you doing, Park Da-bin, with these bastards? I just came back from the gym, and this pathetic bunch is gathering here. The gangsters immediately recognized him as Jang An-cheol from Gangdong High School. They respectfully asked An-cheol, What's the matter? An-cheol coldly replied, What's the matter? Do you know me? The boss shook his head. No. He sighed inwardly. Why did I run into this guy in the middle of the crowd? Even if we all fought, we wouldn't win. An-kyol stepped forward, slapped the boss, and asked, Then why are you acting like you know me? The boss, scared, apologized, and signaled the other two to leave quickly. An-kyol raised his voice. If anything happens, call your big brother here. Are you guys messing around, pathetic? The gangsters immediately shook their heads. No, we're cold, so we're leaving. After they left, An-cheol frowned and asked Da-bin, Did you run away from home? You can't protect yourself anymore. Da-bin, embarrassed, covered her face and thought, He's always like this. He's as attractive when he fights. An-kyol asked again, Are you close with them? Da-bin shook her head. No, just acquaintances. An-kyol frowned and warned, They're famous for getting drunk and harassing girls. Don't drink, you'll lose muscle. The two were talking, unaware that Jin Woo was nearby, observing them. Nearby observing them, he thought to himself, Isn't that Park Da-bin talking to Jang An-cheol? I guess today is the day she ran away from home. I remember she left after arguing with her parents. Look at those slender legs. If she fights, she'll definitely lose. Why is she so thin? She must not be eating much. She's so annoying. She begged me to let her stay at my place. Just like in the past, Da-bin was pleading with An-kyol. Please, An-kyol. An-kyol frowned. Fine if you can beat me. Jin Woo thought to himself, maybe that's why she's so irritated. I just agreed to let her in here. Even though An-kyol didn't want to, he had no choice but to accept. You're seriously annoying. You'd better sleep in the bathroom. Jin-woo clicked his tongue. Park Da-bin is way too trusting. Lucky for her, I have no interest in girls. There's nothing else to see. Jin-woo turned and headed home. The gangsters were frustrated and discussed. Should we try to contact the whole gang? The power dynamics have shifted. There's no way to reach them. I still can't give up on her. Jin-woo thought things could have gone much worse. It's the end of the day, and my past self has already gone home. But still, I have to admit it feels refreshing. Everything went according to history. An hour later, it was pouring rain outside. Jin-woo opened the door confused. What? What's this? Why heavens? Da-bin, completely soaked, stood in front of Jin-woo's house and spoke in a dazed voice. Please let me stay here for the night. On an old street with dilapidated houses, today was the first day I was in Kim Jin-woo's body. I asked around and just found his house. It reeked of poverty. Jin-woo was panicking. How should I greet his parents? They're not even my parents. Does he usually talk like this at home? So he walked into the house acting normal and bowed. I'm home, Mom and Dad. He thought to himself, damn it, I don't care anymore. His mother frowned and said, Jin-woo, if you're home, you should do it. This made Jin-woo flustered. What is it? In this situation, they won't notice, right? His father stood up and walked over to him. If you're home, you should come and get your kiss. Jin-woo reluctantly accepted the kiss. Jin-woo's family was really close. Even while showering, his father bothered him. I should watch my son shower. It showed how close they were. Jin-woo had said that every time he was bullied, he pretended to be fine. At home, his father, as usual, asked during dinner. How was school? Jin-woo bragged. It was great. I even made a lot of friends. His parents were happy. Our son is so lively. Adult Ankyol asked the light, what's the relationship between everyone in the house and the father's kiss? The light Jin-woo was also embarrassed when asked about this. What do you mean? Jin-woo wasn't too bothered and thought about something else. The first incident came when everything seemed smooth and problem-free. What? But now, he was secretly closing his room door. Looking at Park Da-bin sitting in his cramped room, Jin-woo sighed inwardly. What kind of weird situation is this? Park Da-bin tilted her head and said, Hey loser, I can hear your dad kissing all kinds of ways even in here. Jin-woo, too embarrassed, couldn't help but curse. Damn it! Unexpectedly, he heard his mother's voice calling in. Jin-woo, did you just swear? Jin-woo, scared, explained, No, Mom. His parents were also here. The light mocked Jin-woo. You still changed history. You'll have to do better than that. Even history continues to change. The main event has finally changed. But why should I be jealous? Jin-woo, now in the bathroom, casually thought about something. This is strange. Why is history changing and why is Park Da-bin here? From what I remember of that day, clearly Park Da-bin was at my house. Ankyol is correct now. I tried to persuade her to go home, but for some reason she was afraid to go out. Seeing Park Da-bin lying on my workout bench, Ankyol was very annoyed. Don't sleep on that bench. I'll kill you. Da-bin whispered, Sorry, Ankyol. Sleeping on the floor is too cold. How can you let a girl sleep on the floor? But why is the workout bench 120 kiwis, but the weights? 50 kiwi, Ankyol replied. Do you think my ancestors helped me lift it? While chatting, Ankyol absent-mindedly looked outside and found the reason why Da-bin was so scared. What's wrong with these losers? Park Da-bin was scared of them. Ankyol took the 50 kilon weight downstairs and threatened the gangsters. Don't touch Park Da-bin or I'll kill you. Adult Ankyol recalled that he was so tired of Park Da-bin that he chased them away. That threat was very effective. They heard it and immediately turned to run. Sorry, Ankyol. Let's go. This is young Ankyol's house. Because of that, Park Da-bin fell in love with me. That's how it happened. Wait, if that's the case, does that mean history won't change again? On this side, the boss's angry voice rang out. What? Park Da-bin isn't with Jung Ankyol. He's the one who kept messaging Da-bin. The dreamer from Gangdong-woo Pan-seok. He angrily scolded the three underlings. Damn it, I told you to bring Park Dabin back. Even if you guys act all righteous, do you want me to beat you to death? The boss, scared, replied, Sorry, Panseok. We tried to bring her back for you, but we couldn't. Woo Panseok pursed his lips. So you're saying she's not with Ankyol, right? The next one with her will be me. Woo Panseok said, then stopped training and turned to leave. Back to Jin Woo's side, this situation is too dangerous. Park Dabin was naturally snooping around the room. Is this what a boy's room is like? It smells terrible. She didn't know Jin Woo was screaming inwardly. I'm alone with a girl in my room. This feeling is so strange. Even though in the past I was an innocent guy with countless sins, my only concern was training. Dabin lay face down on the floor playing with her phone, muttering, Damn it, stop messaging me. Jin Woo was still struggling. Now I'm 21 and a soldier with an incredibly strong passion. He turned to remind Dabin. Hey, don't lie like that. Dabin wondered why. Jin Woo thought of a reason. You'll lose muscle. He didn't even know what he was doing. Park Dabin frowned and replied, You're trying to come up with a reasonable excuse, but it doesn't make sense. You're so silly. Are you worried because I'm here? Hey, don't be scared. I won't eat you. As she spoke, she lunged over and playfully pinned Jin Woo's head. Jin Woo sighed inwardly. This girl doesn't know how scary men can be. Stop it, but I like it. I need to release myself while still being able to control myself. At that moment, his mother suddenly opened the door with a plate of apples. Jin Woo, eat this fruit. Jin Woo, lying under the blanket, exposed 4 legs and frowned. Fruit, why now? His mother asked suspiciously. What are you doing, Jin Woo? By the way, I thought I heard a girl's voice just now. Jin Woo immediately replied. Girlfriend? No way. He sighed inwardly. Did Mom hear us? At that moment under the blanket, Park Dabin seemed to move. This made Jin Woo almost curse. What is she doing down there? His mother asked suspiciously. Jin Woo. Aren't you going to tell the truth? Jin Woo hesitated and replied. That is... He thought to himself, this can't continue. I need to do something. He pulled out a roll of tissue and shouted, I'm watching porn. Mom, the light Jin Woo was furious and scolded. You bastard! His mother was also startled. Oh my God, Jin Woo reassured himself. Who cares? This isn't even my body. His mother embarrassed left, but reminded him. Don't overdo it. Go to bed early. Just use 4 rolls of tissue, okay? Jin Woo nodded like a garlic press. That's enough, Mom. The light Jin Woo could only cry. Mom, no Mom, don't go! After his mother closed the door, Jin Woo whispered to the person hiding under the blanket. Hey, Park Dabin, I'm sorry. It was an emergency. Park Dabin, embarrassed, scolded him. You're such a pervert. Jin Woo, annoyed, pulled the blanket off and said, What am I doing? Should I say there's a girl here? Park Dabin asked again. Hey, do you have a teddy bear? I can't sleep without one. Jin Woo thought to himself, I can't help with that. I'll just be polite tonight and kick her out tomorrow. At that moment, Dabin called out, Hey, idiot! I need to use the bathroom. Jin Woo was startled. Damn it, she has to go outside. Outside the living room, all the lights were off. Jin Woo slowly opened the door, sneaked out, and successfully led Dabin to the bathroom. He thought to himself, Lucky that my parents are asleep. Let's hurry back. But how long has it been? Why is it taking so long? At that moment, Dabin suddenly opened the door and asked, Hey, idiot! The water pressure is too weak. Where's the shampoo? Jin Woo, annoyed, asked, Why are you showering? Is that the sound of the shower? Dabin whispered, I've been sweating all day. Jin Woo glanced at her and replied, The shampoo is behind you. Hurry up, you're so troublesome. Dabin picked up the shampoo bottle and asked, The one with the big capital letters. Are you afraid people will know you're poor? She didn't know there was a big mirror behind her. Jin Woo couldn't help but remind her. Hey, the mirror. Be careful with the mirror. Dabin finally noticed, slammed the door shut, and scolded. You pervert, damn it! Jin Woo wiped the sweat constantly dripping from his head. Call me whatever you want. I even let her stay. A while later, everything was done. The lights in Jin Woo's room were also turned off, but he still kept his eyes slightly open, showing no signs of falling asleep. Feeling Dabin lying next to him, Jin-woo couldn't help but lie straight. It's driving me crazy. Is she in my mind? How can she sleep next to a 21-year-old like me without any defense? Her shampoo smells great. The scent is even better when she doesn't blow dry her hair. Doesn't she know she's touching me? Or is she doing it on purpose? She's clearly asleep, right? There's a mosquito on her leg. She might get anemia if she loses a drop of blood. I'm not sure, but it looks like a striped mosquito. Because it's quite dangerous, I have to... Jin-woo sat up embarrassed, wanting to swat the mosquito. Unexpectedly, Dabin's voice suddenly rang out. What are you doing? Jin-woo was startled, frozen in place, and the mosquito quickly flew away. Jin-woo hesitated and explained the striped mosquito anemia, the shampoo smell. Dabin sat up and whispered, Hey Jin-woo, thank you for letting me stay here. Jin-woo, hearing this, couldn't help but blush. After 2 seconds, he turned his head away in embarrassment and said, What are you talking about, you crazy girl? You shouldn't have run away from home. But why did you run away? He thought to himself. Only now am I thinking about it. I never asked her about this before. Dabin looked up and replied, I just hate being alone. Jin-woo, surprised, asked, Why, you're not a child anymore. But did you go to Jang An-cheol's place? Dabin wondered. What? How do you know? Jin-woo explained. I saw you two coincidentally. Why not go to Jang An-cheol's place? It's fun there. Dabin suddenly pinched Jin-woo's face and asked, Are you serious? Are you still pretending to be an idiot? You're really slow. Jin-woo blushed. What? How dare you pinch my cheek? Dabin turned back to her sleeping spot and casually replied, Forget it. I'm going to sleep. The room became quiet again. Only the sound of Dabin's phone vibrating non-stop. She was fast asleep, unaware that her phone had been taken. Jin-woo sat in a corner, opened her phone, and looked through it. Inside were continuous messages from Woo Pan-seok. Park Dabin. I know you left Jang An-cheol. Are you waiting for me? Let's drink. I have to drink with you tonight. If Jang An-cheol is gone, no one will protect you anymore. How long can you run? I'll visit you at school. Where are you? Where are you? Answer me quickly. Jin-woo silently read all those terrifying messages, his lips unconsciously pursing. Late that night at an amusement park, the boss asked the fat underling, Did you get a message from Park Dabin? The fat guy nodded. Yes, she said she'd come to this park. I know she's very easy. But why hasn't she arrived yet? Call her, all right. At that moment, someone with a flashlight was approaching them. The fat guy asked suspiciously, Is that her Park Dabin? Unexpectedly, the person spoke in a historical tone. I know Jang An-cheol is the one who chased you away. To make everything return to normal, I have to make sure you don't appear in front of her. The boss, annoyed, stepped forward and asked, Who the hell are you, you crazy bastard? What's going on? The person coldly replied, Me, I'm the one who will rewrite history. Pink Man. Jin-woo thought to himself, I need to return everything to how it was. Jin-woo said again, Don't touch Park Dabin. I thought I had to repeat this, but at this moment, I didn't know. That was what I changed history for. The cause of failure. A voice from behind rang out. Pink Man Park Dabin. Do you want to be beaten to death by an invincible like me? Woo Pan-seok, towering, stood behind and asked Jin-woo. Jin-woo scratched his head and sneered. You bastard, I can't believe I said you'd die. Damn it, this is interesting. Are you serious staring at me like that? There are 5 of you. Jin-woo sighed inwardly. I didn't know there were 5 of you. If I knew there were 5 of them, I wouldn't have come. With this itchy body, even dealing with one is difficult. On top of that, Woo Pan-seok is here. At that moment, he looked at Jin-woo with a puzzled expression. What's wrong with you? Jin-woo was recalling the past. This bastard can fight. I hit him to warn him. If I want to beat him with this itchy body again, someone very strong with a powerful punch. Woo Pan-seok, losing patience, said to Jin-woo sigh, What the hell, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you right now. He ate a hook from Jin-woo to the face. He had his plan. I have to ambush him. All right, Jin-woo, full of hope, thought that punch would scare him. Unexpectedly, Woo Pan-seok lowered his head with an intact face and said, Was that a cat scratch? Did you just scratch my itch? Jin-woo sighed inwardly. All right, damn it. I hit him right on the chin, but he wasn't fazed. At that moment, Wu Pansok grabbed Jin Woo's collar, gently lifted him and asked, "Did you come here alone?" Jin Woo coldly replied, "Who said I'm alone?" Wu Pansok was surprised. "What?" A voice rang out from the other side. "I've been trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the military." Seulgi, holding a gun, appeared by sliding down the slide looking incredibly cool. But the next second, as soon as he touched the ground, he was measured by his fat body. Not too embarrassing, I guess. Seulgi lifted his head and shouted, "You fool, I'm here!" It turned out that a few days ago, Pink Man had declared to Seulgi, "Congratulations on defeating Sim Mingyu and being promoted." Seulgi seriously raised his hand to his forehead. "Got it, victory, I'm Seulgi level 2 military." Looking at Seulgi's outfit, Pink Man asked curiously, "Have you changed your style?" Seulgi replied seriously, "I've developed and feel very suitable for military training, sir." Pink Man pouted. "I hate it." "Seriously?" He thought to himself, "My purpose is to train Im Seulgi. I need him to become a sharp weapon so that when others bully him, he won't even drop out of school." At that moment, Pink Man asked Seulgi, "There's not much today. I called you here to know if in the future, if I contact you, are you ready to show up?" Jin Woo thought to himself, "What's this annoying thing? I still need to focus on the first incident." And that's why the two were now back-to-back fighting in the park. Jin Woo, annoyed, asked Seulgi, "I told you to cover your face when you come here." "How could you come without a mask?" Seulgi replied in a deep voice. "I don't have a mask." "Pink Man. And if I had worn a mask, it would have changed my style." Jin Woo scolded in a low voice, "I told you to cover your stupid face. If they see your face, things will get messy." At that moment, Seulgi suddenly called out Pink Man. "Isn't your current rise lacking creativity?" Jin Woo angrily scolded, "Do you want to die first?" Wu Pan-seok, smoking, enjoyed the skit of the two and said, "These bastards seem interesting. What's wrong with these slowpokes? What are you waiting for? Did you come here just to watch them?" The underlings were startled and nodded. "All right, I get it." They started approaching Seulgi, who held 2 toy guns in his hands, and shouted, "Captain, the enemy is coming. Please give the order." Jin Woo nodded. "All right, let's do it." Im Seulgi first action. "Become a shield," he said, then pushed Seulgi in front of him. Pink Man Jin Woo immediately turned and ran. His underlings panicked and rushed after him, shouting, "He's running away! That jerk is escaping. I've caught the fat one. You guys go after him." Seulgi was held back by the fat guy constantly screaming, "Let me go. You'll get a lot of information from me." Wu Pan-seok sat in a corner pondering. He ran away. He only came here to do that. He even abandoned his friend. "No, it's him, right now." Jin Woo's foot suddenly changed direction. He turned and kicked, taking out the unlucky guy who was chasing him the fastest. The gangsters frowned, realizing this. "He's heading to a narrow spot. He's luring us to fight one by one. He seems weak, but he's not." Pink Man Jin Woo quickly took them out one by one. Wu Pan-seok knew he was a professional street fighter. At that moment, Wu Pan-seok put out his cigarette, stood up, and said, "You weren't like this before. You learned a few things, you bastard." He reached out, grabbed Jin Woo's shirt, and lifted him up. Wu Pan-seok sneered, "Doesn't it bother you even when you know it? You're just a skinny bastard." Jin Woo coldly replied, "Hey, if you keep relying on your body size." He suddenly crossed his arm over Wu Pan-seok's neck. "You'll always lose." Then he tightened his grip, making it hard for him to breathe. He grabbed the collar and pressed on the main artery. Wu Pan-seok struggled to say, "I can't." His eyes quickly glazed over until the opponent fainted. Jin Woo succeeded. He dropped the fat guy to the ground and dusted his hands. "Sleep, you bastard!" Jin Woo sat on Wu Pan-seok's head and coldly said, "I almost got caught by him. Even in this stupid body, I still have my skills. Defeating 4 people is just a joke, but winning isn't always easy. I survived because they thought I was a loser." Wait. 4 people. Not 5. Jin Woo then remembered and turned to call Im Seulgi. Is this guy Seulgi's opponent? Why does he look so tired? Seulgi, while flexing his strength, shouted, "I'm punching that bastard's stomach." He blocked my punch. Jin Woo was surprised. Is he tired from Seulgi's punch? Hearing Seulgi's continuous shouts as he blocked the punch, Jin Woo took a satisfied breath. looking every bit the scoundrel. His brilliant student was truly a masterpiece. He had just taken down an opponent with his own strength. By the way, Jin-woo walked over and grabbed Seulgi's arm. He raised it high and declared, "We've even solved this small issue." Seulgi leveled up. Seulgi happily shouted, "I've become stronger." Jin-woo smiled and thought to himself, "It's really troublesome. Seriously, I hope history won't change anymore." At that moment, Seulgi excitedly asked, "What should the next main outfit be?" Jin-woo, annoyed, walked away and said, "I hate it." The next day, Dabin was shocked when she saw Woo Pan-sok's message. "I'm sorry for the past. I won't contact you anymore. Please don't let Pinkman know." Dabin brushed her hair, suspicious. "What kind of sicko is Pinkman? He's been harassing me every day." Why the sudden change? Did something happen last night? She recalled the room where the two had slept the night before. At that moment, Jin-woo appeared, leaning against the wall like in a romance movie, and asked Dabin, "What are you doing?" "Can you stop saying nonsense?" Dabin, embarrassed, replied. "Yes, please." "Idiot, where did you go last night? When I woke up in the middle of the night, you weren't there." Jin-woo smiled slightly and replied, "You don't need to know. Don't run away from home again unless you want to get beaten." Jin-woo patted her head once, then turned and walked away. Dabin's heart pounded as she replied, "All right." That night at Jin-woo's house, it seemed everyone in the house had fallen asleep. Jin-woo thought to himself, "I clearly feel it now." Training. Seulgi isn't the most important thing. I need to possess the strength to stop the incident, and for that to happen, I need to train this body. Outside the alley, a deep voice rang out. "You're Woo Pan-sok. I heard you got beaten by a guy wearing a mask." Woo Pan-sok, frustrated, said, "He didn't punch me. I was ambushed." The other person gritted his teeth. "Ambushed? Do you think I'm joking?" "Damn it!" Woo Pan-sok, big and fat, knelt on the ground, trembling, and said, "Sorry." Ankyol widened his eyes and ordered, "You bastard, I know everything about him." Woo Pan-sok, trembling, recounted, "He called himself Pink Man. He told me to stay away from Park Dabin." Woo Pan-sok secretly feared, like the rumors Ankyol terrifies me. Is he investigating Pink Man? Ankyol was surprised. Even that bastard knows Park Dabin. The red-shirted guy beside him asked, "Who is Pink Man?" Ankyol replied in a deep voice, "Someone." Seeing the red-shirted guy offer him a cigarette, Ankyol waved his hand. "I quit smoking." The red-shirted guy was surprised. "Why?" Ankyol said seriously, "I just want to take MMA seriously." The other guy put the cigarette back in the pack and said, "Anyway, this Pink Man guy, I'll try to find him." He looked at the red shirt. This was Gu Sang-min, the suspended student. Unexpectedly, the light was also present here. Hearing this, Gu Sang-min was genuinely concerned about Jin-woo's existence. More dangerous than Jang Anchul. The second incident will come from Gu Sang-min. The second incident has begun. The scene shifted to the class next to Class 2-5. The idiot with the hair held cards and game tools in his hand, saying, "Clearly someone will cry after this match, but I'm happy to play with you. Let's go take the Chimera Dragons." The girls in the class were annoyed and whispered, "Damn it, what's wrong with him? It's so annoying for no reason. Why are they playing this game at school?" Seulgi from the next class started it. He's the king of otakus. But hey, why is Sang-min playing this with them? Why is he playing with otakus? Don't you know he's not playing with them? He said he plays because it's really fun. At that moment, Sang-min sat on the desk, annoyed, scratching his head. "I lost." "Jin-woo, you've improved a lot." "Jin-woo." The idiot with the hair smiled and replied, "Gu Sang-min, when you were suspended, a gap in your skills formed." Gu Sang-min, unwilling to accept it, suggested, "All right, let's play again." Jin-woo nodded. "Let's play again." The mean guy stepped forward and asked Sang-min, "Don't you want to smoke?" Sang-min replied in a deep voice, "No, I've started the game with Jin-woo." Jin-woo felt a bit uncomfortable, stood up, and left the class saying, "Let's play again after I come back from the bathroom." Sang-min didn't turn his head. "All right, close the door when you leave. It's cold." Jin Woo passed by class 25 and was surprised to see Sang-min sitting in the class. Sang-min is at school. He was suspended at this time. There were those students. Everyone thought he was. No one can tell if he's a bully or a loser. Good or bad, it's hard to distinguish. Jin Woo thought to himself, he's playing with otakus again. He said he plays because it's fun. Still, I can't understand his personality. It's so strange. No one can understand what's going on in his head. Sang-min glanced and noticed something. The door at the end of the class is still wide open. Jin Woo recalled, I didn't know at this time. It's because he's not a good guy, so no one can understand the bloodstains on those cards. Sang-min coldly asked Jin Woo, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you close the door? He's just someone no one can understand. Gu Sang-min called out, you guys over there weekly duty. What are you doing? Go clean up. Gu Sang-min is the one who includes the second incident. The students in the class started whispering. But why was Lee Jin Woo beaten? You still don't know, Gu Sang-min. He told Jin Woo to close the door, but Jin Woo didn't do it. Those guys don't know Gu Sang-min's personality. They just think he's good. There's a problem. Sang-min was surprised and asked, what do you mean, Jin Woo? How can I bully you? I was planning to flip a new card. Jin Woo sighed inwardly. Sim Mingyu won't bully me. The girls from yesterday also suddenly changed their attitude and said, Dabin said she'd tear us to pieces if we bully you. She said she'd scatter the pieces all over the world. How can we bully you? We'll hide the cigars. Jin Woo, with a headache, realized the girls weren't bullying him. He held his head and shouted, why is everyone deciding this on their own? Why aren't you bullying me? Why does a bully decide whether I get bullied or not? What I want doesn't matter. What could be worse? Even my own past. He's busy preparing for the competition, so he's taking a break from bullying. If I'm not bullied anymore, the incident won't happen. I won't be able to return to Jin Woo's body. He went to Dabin for help. Please bully me. Walk past me like you usually do. Dabin gritted her teeth and scolded. You weirdo, are you serious? Do you like playing the dominated woman game? Do you want me to wear socks before stepping on you? Stop talking about weird stuff, damn it. I'll step on the bridge and step on you like the stairs. Right? What do I have to do? I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. From now on, you'll call me your master, right? You crazy girl, just as you expected. At that moment, a voice rang out. This car is so comfortable. Jin Woo was surprised to feel it. The fat guy climbed onto Jin Woo's back, grabbed his head and shouted, I'm driving. Jin Woo remembered this guy. I forgot about this bastard. He bullied Jin Woo along with Mingyu in the future. He ran a used car dealership, Cha Hanggu. At that moment, Hanggu grabbed Jin Woo's head with delight. I was angry. I caught a car. I have a good car here. I want to live in this world without the police. Jin Woo lay underneath, resigned, and thought, now the savior, he'll bully me. Hanggu grabbed Jin Woo's hair, tugged and scolded. Damn it! Mingyu neglected his duty. Now I have to take this responsibility back from Im Sulgi. Turn left. Jin Woo silently obeyed. All right, this is school violence. With this, the incident will happen. At that moment, a sudden siren rang out. Class 26. Cha Hanggu. Hanggu, annoyed, turned his head. Who is it? The girl raised her voice and said, School violence driving without a license, 15 violations. Class 26, Park Dabin. Violating school rules, 15 violations. Dabin, scared, widened her eyes. She is... The girl raised her voice and said, Discipline yourself. Hanggu. Hanggu angrily replied, Let me go. If I get any more violations, they'll revoke my license. The girl firmly replied, No, I'll go tell the teacher. Hanggu and Dabin ran away together. Let's go before she reports this to the teacher. Seriously, what's her style? Jin Woo, confused, got up. What's going on? Who is she? The girl helped him up and asked Class 26, Jin Woo. Right, Jin Woo, annoyed, scolded. Damn it, I was turning left. Who are you to interfere? The girl smiled sweetly and said, If you're being bullied, just tell me. I'll report it to the teacher to help you. Jin Woo cursed inwardly. Is she the one stopping me from being bullied? That night, adult Ankyol asked Jin-woo behind that light, is she the head of discipline? Jin-woo, embarrassed, replied, yes. Ankyol quickly seized the moment and asked, blushing, what's wrong with you? Tell the truth. You like her, don't you? Jin-woo immediately denied it. No, I don't. Ankyol glanced at him and replied, I was right. You like her. Look at you frozen stiff. Hey, tell me about it. We're close, right? I'll help you. Jin-woo grabbed by. Ankyol replied irritably, really, you're so annoying. But how did you touch me? Ankyol honestly replied, I don't know. I just touched you. The dream you couldn't achieve in your life. You should at least see how well you can do it in the next life. Jin-woo raised his voice. What crazy thing are you saying, you bastard? I'm not dead. The head Jin-woo. Ankyol knew Jin-woo had agreed and was slightly surprised to realize it was the TV again. Jin-sol began her presentation. She does things that align with ethics. Her dream is to become a police officer. She's strong. She often catches Dabin's mistakes without fear. Class 26, Park Dabin violating uniform rules. 3 violations. You're not allowed to make your skirt shorter. Change into your gym uniform now. She's also well-liked and has a good rank. Only criminals dislike Jin-woo. Jin-woo and I, this is our first encounter. Jin-woo stood outside the bathroom knocking on the door. Who's in there? Come out now. Is this the staff bathroom? I was in the bathroom. Jin-sol reached out and said to Jin-woo, I'm sorry. I'll report everything to the teacher, even about the kid who bullied you. Jin-woo sniffled, wiping his tears. Sorry, I'll go outside. And that day I liked her from the first glance when I first saw Jin-sol. Ankyol laughed with interest. I was thinking it was a very serious matter. You're quite funny. This is the first day you encountered Jin-sol. Jin-woo blushed. Don't laugh, Ankyol asked again. So you're saying I should cry in the bathroom, right? Jin-woo immediately replied, that's right. Adult Ankyol asked again. Tell me where the bathroom is. I'll help your body meet her. Jin-woo asked suspiciously. Will you really help me? Do you think I'll let you go if you do that? Ankyol with authority smiled and said, hey, a real man doesn't use love to negotiate. That day finally arrived. Inside the bathroom, Jin-woo, like in the past, knocked on the door. Who's in there? This is the staff bathroom. The light spoke up. Open the door! It's her Jang Ankyol. Are you really helping me? The first moment I met Jin-sol. Jin-sol opened the door and said, 5 violations for smoking. 500 violations. Jin-woo, now stuffing cigarettes into his nose, mouth, and ears, knew he had been tricked. You bastard. Jin-woo laughed triumphantly. This is revenge? Do you know how hard it was to make this happen? The light could only curse. Jang Ankyol, damn it, Jin-soo, was also very angry and shouted Jin-woo violating school rules, 15 violations. 5 violations for each cigarette. Jin-woo calmly stood up and said to the light, now it's my turn. Do you think only you get to have fun? He even deliberately stepped on Simpson on the ground. Jin-sol was so angry she wanted to cry. Teacher. Teacher. The light raised his voice and scolded. You bastard, you can't do that, Jin-woo sneered. Of course I can. I'm Jang Ankyol. I have a heart tempered by iron and stone. Simpson, lying on the ground, heard those words and secretly felt sorry for Jin-woo. Jin-woo finally gave in. His mind was talking to the air, saying he was Jang Ankyol. Jin-sol raised her voice. Put the cigarette down. Don't smoke. Jin-woo deliberately lit the cigarette and said, look closely. I'll show Na Jin-sol how disgusting you are.